HD Milwaukee,
a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone. It's a great day to be alive on this Friday. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside me, Kyle Wallace, who is in his rolled-up pants. When are you going to learn?
Listen. What happened was Wednesday, we went to Capco Park out there in Mequon.
You're just dressing wrong every time.
Oh, my gosh. I was freezing. Now that I'm hot, and I said, I'm going to put on some shorts and a T-shirt. I said, well, it might be windy off the lake. Oh, my gosh, I'm burning. My boys is burning.
When the cloud cover was up there, it wasn't bad. But when the sun came out, it got a little toasty.
Yeah.
But I'd rather be like this than like it was at Capco Park.
I agree. I need to do what you do. I need to take my drawers off. I ain't going to lie to you.
Okay, all right. Happy Friday, everybody. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Lists is more. You can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And as always, you can listen on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Easy to use, easy to download, easy to listen back. We are at Summerfest. It's a beautiful day, and I am fresh off of Made 'em Believe at the Orpheum in Madison. I just got to say, off the top here, thank you to everybody who showed out at the Orpheum for the 2015 10-year anniversary live show that we had. It was an unbelievable event. It went better than I could have imagined, right?
Did it now?
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, when you get together for something to celebrate 10 years ago and you see how engaged the crowd was and how it all came together for the fans in attendance. Somebody flew up from Florida for the event.
It's a special moment in Wisconsin Badgers history.
And I really hope that there's some opportunity, and there's going to be, for people to watch some clips back, because Frank Kaminsky was really, really awesome at the end because, like, here's the thing, Kyle. The show was like high. But naturally, we have to talk about what happened with Duke.
Boo.
And
cheaters. The boys in stripes was cheaters.
And that's the thing is, what could have turned into salt turned into perspective. And it was really cool to hear Frank, Sam, Josh, and Bo talk about what that legacy is for them despite not winning it all. And so the way it all came together, getting to go to dinner after with Frank and Josh, and Sam had to get back with his wife who's expecting a child as well. Frank's got a child due. The way it all came together, I couldn't be more happy, and thank you to everyone who showed out and made the event super special.
How big is your head after all those people coming to the event that you put on yesterday to celebrate? I know you weren't on that team, but you were part of the team that gave them the platform to be able to propel to go to the actual national championship game. So I know your head got to be bigger than Jupiter right now.
Not big. I think.
Oh,
I
you
think.
the man, Ben Brust. People want your autograph.
I felt a lot of.
A meet and greet with Ben Brust.
No, it was about the meet and greet. It was like, oh my gosh, Bo. I mean, the amount of people that love Bo is crazy.
Oh, I mean, we all love
He's
Bo.
He's a legend. But I think what was cool was at the end of the show, I made sure that everyone stood up and got one last round of applause, and then Bo took the mic and said, "Give it up for Ben, because Ben, you were a part of building how we got here today." And that touched me.
As it should.
It touched me. Like, you know, when you put something your whole life towards getting to a certain goal, and obviously I wish I could have been 6'6" or played a little bit longer, had a longer career. But that's not reality. And then when you gain perspective 10 years later, when my daughter's there, my fiance's there, our families are there, it was an awesome event. So thank you to everyone who came out.
I mean, this team, right? Your team, and then also the 2015 team. when I say they're historic, they're historic. Though we didn't win the championship, winning championships is hard to do. The fact that you guys made it that far, the fact that you guys gave us those memories, the fact that Badger basketball was on the national stage, that is something that everybody is going to cherish forever. That's why a team that did not win a championship, guys that never won a championship, are legends in Wisconsin history. Whether it's Frank, whether it's Josh, whether it's Decker, whether it's you all are in Wisconsin sports history for what you were able to do, the joy and happiness, the entertainment you were able to bring. So it's something that you shouldn't take lightly, and so thank you for being able to put something on for the state that I love, for people to come back and reminisce. There's people that I know, my friends who I know, who were at the event yesterday. I look on Snapchat, I'm like, oh, Snap, look, Austin at the dang event. His family's at the event. So that is awesome that they had the opportunity to relive a great memory in Wisconsin sports history.
And shout out to everyone who came up to me and said they want to be caller number whatever I say on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust because they want to kick my butt every single time it's a Tuesday.
I mean, that's currently what happens.
I won. I got an 8. I told the fan, he was like, well, I got an 8 spot on a win. Like, it wasn't like it was a 4-3 win last week. And an 8 is a respectable win on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust, 3 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Over 50%.
No Brad Nortman. You'll love this. So Alex Strofe and Brad Nortman were live from the Orpheum for Kyle, Brust, and Nortman yesterday. And after the event, you know what Strofe's going to do. He's gonna go out a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to
I didn't know he was off today.
Yeah, he took off today to get ready for the Killers.
I did the event. I'm going to the Killers.
Listen.
I was out, and I'm going to the Killers. And my fiance's transmission shut off on the way back to Milwaukee today from Madison, and so I gotta tow a car. And my favorite part was when he picked up the phone. When I called him, I should probably check what time I called him because I was like, I'll wait a little bit. He's.
What, you call him 11?
I called him at 9:07.
Oh, he was definitely knocked out.
I woke him up.
Yeah, he was definitely. Hey, Ben.
I was like, "What's up? You headed back for Mr. Irrelevant?" He goes, "I'm off today."
That's why he was so excited about that hotel room, man.
Yes.
He wanted to get after it, man. I'm telling you, but it's because he got to relive that memory when he was a child, loving you and loving
forget him and all that.
I'm just saying, but of course, when I found out he took the day off, like, oh, really? I said, why? Well, I got some friends coming in town. I said, all right, whatever, bro. I'll see you next week.
But what about around here in Milwaukee? Have you run into anybody who said some nice things about you?
Yeah, well, we're live from Summerfest, the largest music festival in the world, the lakefront. And as I'm sitting here getting ready for Kyle, Brust, and Nortman here on ESPN Wisconsin, walk past 2 fans who have on Marquette stuff. And y'all know me. I didn't go to Marquette, but I worked there. So I gave out a We Are, and they said, oh, we just put these on. But, hey, I love listening to ESPN. I love listening to Wildy and Tausch. Great show. I love listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We love ourselves from Jen. I said, hey, what about that 2 to 5 show? She said, oh, those goofballs, I like listening to them too. Boy, that Kyle, he's okay, but that Ben Brust, I can't stand him. That's just wonderful. I said, well, hey, you know who I am? She said, you're Kyle. She said, you're a saint for dealing with Ben Brust all the time.
I'm a saint for dealing with you. And actually, the real saint is Brad Nortman for dealing with us.
No, that's what I told her. She said, I agree. 100% agree. But so shout out to Lisa, showing some love and understanding. What I love is KBN Nation can tell how annoying you are even through the speakers.
What?
Even through the speaker. Everybody says the same thing. Ben Brust is annoying. She said I was a little crazy, but she said she was very happy for baby girl. Told her baby girl.
Oh, baby girl getting divorced.
Hell no, we don't use that D word in the Wallace household.
Cheaper to keep her.
Yeah, and so I showed her the photo. She was so excited for baby girl, but boy, she gave me so much props for being able to deal with you every single day. So shout out to KBN Nation and Lisa. And I'm just trying to figure out, do you realize that you annoy people? Because this is just crazy. I mean, it is a common theme that people come up and say, oh boy, that Ben Brust. Oh, that Ben, can't stand, even on social media, oh, that Ben Brust is this. He's that.
Yeah, it's funny because yesterday at the live event, I was like the least annoying person in the world, and I was like, maybe I just need to be a little bit nicer.
Oh, so wait a minute. Nobody got on you yesterday?
No, obviously Frank, Josh, and Sam on stage.
Oh, they got after you?
Yeah, I mean, but like minimally. Very minimally.
Wow, I guess when you put on your nice little suit and tie, people don't come after you as much. But there must be something about, I like you. I really do. I do.
I don't like the way you're doing that. I like you.
I always
like you.
I always tell people thank you. I do my best to deal with them.
Who's more annoying, myself or Kyle Wallace? 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talking text line. My vote is me.
The funniest part, I agree. The funniest part about when that KBN Nation fan came up, she had no idea who I was. She doesn't watch us on YouTube as everybody can watch us on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison. She has no idea what I look like until she heard my voice. And she was like, oh. But she said that our show by far is the guys that love to have some mischief and get in trouble. We ruffle feathers because we keep it 100 and keep it real.
Yes, we're not here to lie to you, and that I probably take that a little too far sometimes, which leads to getting under the skin and that annoyance part.
No, you're extreme with it. I feel like sometimes
I'm extreme. You're getting in fights with Packers players' families on Twitter.
That's because they're a little sensitive sometimes. You know, Romeo Dowd's brother was a little sensitive, but I get it. His brother was going through some things. Christian Watson's father, he can, he's the one who throws stones, but he can't take stones being thrown back at him. And so, sometimes when I keep it 100 and keep it real, sometimes it ruffles some of their family's feathers. I get it. It's okay, though. I'm only being honest.
Chris in Nashotah chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. Chris famously divorced from his ex-wife who cheated on him with his best friend. Ben is not remotely annoying compared to an ex you share custody with and you paid off. Chris from Nashotah.
Wait a minute, Chris. Wait a minute. Time out.
That's how the system works.
How did he get cheated on? But he had to pay her.
That's how the system works, man.
She wouldn't have gotten a dime from me. I would have took a picture of the check and sent it to the judge with a finger, and y'all know which one. Y'all know exactly which one it would
I can
have been.
speak from not my direct personal experience, but many people close to me that have been through this. Don't matter what happens. It's just the way the world works.
I'm hiding every penny I have. I'm going to spend it all. I'm going to go broke.
Wait. You're getting engaged and you're admitting to hiding every penny you have?
No. I'm saying if that was the situation, which it would never be because in a Wallace household, just like the Nortman household, estate, you're right, estate, we don't use the D word in my little outhouse. We don't do that.
Your little outhouse.
Compared to the estate.
800-990-ESPN. Who's more annoying? I love the breeze. Kyle Wallace or Ben Brust? We all know it's not Brad Nortman. Strove's definitely more annoying, but he's like too lovable to people that he's like just this goofball. He's from Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
He's not even from Stevens Point. That's crazy.
Or whatever, Denmark or up north, wherever there's a school of a graduating class of 60 people. Actually, I think it was like 113 because he said he was 110 out of 113 in his class. I will never not be able to forget that statistic.
Was he all excited yesterday?
Of course he was.
He's over the top. How did he react to Frank in person? Hey, Frank, I talked to you on the phone that one time.
He behaved.
That's good.
Ernie in a barn chimes in. Do you have to ask me who's more annoying, Ben or Kyle?
Oh,
I don't think you have to figure it out. But I still love you, Kyle.
Oh, thank you,
Ernie. Why do you gotta jump to conclusions so fast?
Ernie hates me. I don't
know
he
why. Doesn't.
I don't know. I love Barnes, Ernie. I love him. I love him. Maybe I'll get married in a barn.
Here's the thing. You all can rip me, but just know I'm not as sensitive as Kyle and Brad. They go home and cry to their baby girls about things that are said to them on these airwaves.
Oh, yeah, I sure do. I spend my time crying over everything that's said to me.
The Milwaukee Bucks, huh?
What about them?
We're going to have you discuss your feelings because that has a lot deeper meaning for Kyle Wallace as the Milwaukee Bucks selected in the second round yesterday. It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from the big gig in the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone at Summerfest. Got the Killers tonight. We'll talk to you on the other side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I said, baby, we got to do more sucking. And so I called the company. I said, listen, y'all put this thing in here. Y'all need to come on
ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back at the Bog. Tune in all day on July 15th for our ESPN Milwaukee crew having fun and hitting the links. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Carbless, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, Fifth Third Bank, Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, Gruber Law Offices, Welke's Milwaukee Florist, and Jet Out. Join in on the fun July 15th on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, it's Kyle Brust and Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ready for a fresh ride? Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open in New Berlin. Surf to Tsunami Express and enjoy free washes, giveaways, and membership deals during our grand opening celebration now through July 6th. Tsunami Express uses best-in-class technology, making washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy our free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/New Berlin.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers.
Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
2 Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
From Summerfest, it is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust alongside Wisconsin backer Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe. Chris Larson is holding it down at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios. Should have also gave a shout out to our great Madison team. You might be listening on 100.5 ESPN Madison. Did a great job helping out with Made 'em Believe at the Orpheum yesterday. And so I was sitting at dinner with Frank Kaminsky, and we were talking all about this NBA draft. I know, first and foremost, nobody knows what team they're even getting drafted to based off all the trades.
Only team that kept their dang pick was the Brooklyn Nets. Everybody else, you didn't know where they were going. They put on a hat, but they were really good and shipped out somewhere else.
And then as I go to the Milwaukee Bucks pick, as I'm scrolling, because this pick happened while I was live during the event, I looked at the name, and I, without not even knowing anything about this man, said, this sounds like a European project.
Markovic, Bogo,
Bogojub
Markovic.
Markovic. Now, as I read the analysis, right, like I was like, oh, I hit it straight on here.
Yeah.
With a 6'11" wingspan and a narrow frame,
very narrow,
he struggles to consistently make his presence felt defensively and on the glass, often looking a step slow with his awareness on both ends. Now, there's always more to the story, but I know they're picking in the second round. And I understand it's hard to find guys in the second round that can be contributors to a championship caliber team or even to a team that's trying to make the playoffs and go further than they had the last 3 years of getting knocked out of the first round. But I don't know, man. I'd almost rather trade out rather than get somebody who's not going to be able to produce before it's too late.
Yeah, listen, I want this kid to be great. I want Bogo to be great because I love a good Bogo. So I want him to be very successful.
I mean, you're a Bogo stan. You're the buy one get one guy of the show.
And I think this kid has potential, but based off recent history where the Milwaukee Bucks are right now, the Bucks need to start building depth for the future, but also we need to figure out what we're going to be doing this year. And I would have preferred the Milwaukee Bucks getting some older guy in this draft that can maybe contribute right away versus getting some guy that some analysts are saying is a draft and stash guy. And it just leads me to try to figure out what is John Horst doing?
Plan.
Because last year you got A.J. Johnson, who was young in the first round, who was 19 years old, and many of us
had a specific skill set that you knew it would translate whether Doc Rivers likes him or not. We know he can play defense, and we know he can jump out of the gym, and he has athleticism.
And so we said, okay, with A.J. Johnson, we said this kid is part of Act 2 of Giannis, right? But lo and behold, we find out that he was only going to be a trading chip to move on. And so now I think about even Tyler Smith that got drafted in the second round who didn't get any clock with the Milwaukee Bucks this past season. I just am trying to figure out what is the direction that we're going. We're drafting 19-year-olds, but we're not developing these kids. These kids are not turning into anything. You look at Andre Jackson last year who played early, then they made the trade, and then he couldn't find a way onto the basketball court. So, yes, you saw A.J. Green develop, but outside of that, the Milwaukee Bucks have not done a good enough job of drafting and developing anything and building around Giannis, and we keep seeing them churn out a roster around Giannis, and this to me is a problem. John Horst, you got to put your freaking stake in the grass and figure out, Giannis, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go young. We're going to get young guys around you. We're going to develop them, and we're going to let them lead you. That's what we're going to try to do. So when it comes to a young Tyler Smith, when it comes to a Chris Livingston who we got a couple years ago, that, the Bucks signed him to this deal because they think he's going to contribute. And now when it comes to our guy, Bogo, you need to figure out, are you going to try to develop these guys, or are you just drafting these guys to see what they're going to be? But at the end of the day, the Bucks are in trouble if we think John Horst knows what he's doing, because right now I don't have much faith in John Horst knowing what the heck he's doing and trying to build a roster around Giannis. Now it's early. Free agency is up next, so we see what he does in free agency, but I have a feeling we're going to try to sign some more guys to veteran minimums on one-year deals just to try to see what we can do to try to make a run. This ain't the year to make a run because the Bucks ain't winning the title this year. This should all be about how can we get ready for 2026, and I hope the drafting of Bogo, however you say his name, Markovic, I hope he's a sign that the Milwaukee Bucks decide that we're going to go with the youth movement and build young around Giannis.
Yeah, my only fear about this is I always look at, as everyone should, what does it mean for Giannis, right? What does every move the Bucks make mean for Giannis? And with the way it's constructed right now, we are 95 to 99% certain he will be a Milwaukee Buck next season. It only goes to 100% until Giannis himself does some sort of reveal of an Instagram or a tweet or go on the Thanalysis show. Maybe he does it in Greece. There's a live show in Greece early next week. Who knows what time zone or what actual day it is.
So if you're Giannis, right, and you're one of the greatest players in basketball, and you see this draft pick, granted it's second round, so I can't look too far into a second round pick because that's hit or miss, just like anything outside the lottery is hit or miss. But if you see this pick, do you say, okay, I know what we're trying to do, I see what direction we're trying to go, or are you just sitting here saying, okay, This is another young guy.
That's the thing, is I think he's been around long enough to know what to expect from a mid to late second-round pick. It's not going to be
nothing.
Yeah, it's not that's where it's like
even the good ones we haven't kept. Remember Malcolm Brogdon? We got him and we ended up trading him. I mean, it worked out for us in the long run, but like,
I guess all I'm trying to say is I just don't like anything that happens unless I feel like it's making Giannis better. And I want to go back to the point about like the timeline of Giannis, right? Until it's 100%, I'm still under the assumption, will always be under the assumption that Giannis will be back. Next year, we are making sure they get out of the play-in. They cannot be in the play-in. It's got to be 1 through 6.
I agree.
You know, you don't want to be in that spot because that's just bad taste after losing 3 straight first-round appearances, then in the play-in game.
Hey, if you're in the play-in, Dame ain't going to be the one to save you.
Well, and then, so that's this year, right? But then next year's the year. And so everything is about 2026 for me. How are you setting up your team in 2025 from salary cap, from assets, to anything that you can do in Giannis's final year before he can decide to – because the worst-case scenario is that Giannis leaves after 2 more years, which at this point in his career is a possibility based off the success of the team the next 2 years.
He should consider it.
This isn't really even a conversation about the second-round pick. It's just a reminder that whatever the Milwaukee Bucks do moving forward, it has to work out in the way that you're making Giannis feel like the direction that you're going gives him no reason to think about going elsewhere. Because he's not going anywhere else right now. But next year is critical, not from will they win a championship? Obviously, we would love that. But are they moving the ball literally forward enough for him and enough for the team to make moves in 2026 to make sure that he is not going anywhere? Because that's the most important thing for this franchise. Because if you miss out, which I'm okay with, I'm dying with the ship. If it sinks, I'm dying with it. But if Giannis is part of that moving on and the ship sinks, then it's on you for not doing enough because you over-leveraged too much with Dame Lillard and you traded Chris Middleton, and now you're stuck with a hodgepodge group and you're trying to figure out a way to get out of it, and you weren't able to be active in doing anything this year based off where your current state of the team is. So I'm not going to overreact to this. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's kind of irrelevant to me. It's just another reminder that moving forward, everything that they do is about making sure that Giannis doesn't go anywhere.
I mean, but you also got to think about the fact that what are you going to do if Giannis does leave? You got to start drafting guys to figure out, try to find gems. I do think this kid could be a potential gem, but he ain't going to be able to contribute to this basketball team right now. But I just have not a lot of faith in the fact that John Horst can rebuild a roster. He's exhausted everything to bring a championship to Milwaukee Bucks, and he successfully did it. He continued to exhaust everything to try to bring another championship to Milwaukee Bucks, and unfortunately, it just did not work out. He can't control injuries of guys. And
We've never really seen him in this position. And when I say this position, a position of rebuilding a roster, right? And he put himself in a spot where it's going to be even harder for him to do so, and if he doesn't, it's sayonara. Because it's the nature of the business. The Toronto Raptors GM that everyone thought very highly of, gone. Nuggets fired their head coach and GM weeks before the playoffs, gone. So he has a luxury of being able to be around to build something moving forward.
Yeah.
But it was awfully quiet, and I understand why. They don't have a lot of things to work with right now. But you got to get the right guys, as you mentioned, in free agency that are going to be a part of this team next year to keep building momentum. Because if it stalls, you don't want to give the big man any reason to lose faith in the organization.
It's a big year for the Milwaukee Bucks. But one thing John Horst has on his side is the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks ownership group gave John Horst an extension. So obviously, though we may not have the belief in him, the Milwaukee Bucks seem to have some type of belief that he can right the ship for the Milwaukee
I'll give him credit. I guarantee he's in every conversation. He's just got nothing he can offer right now that probably move the needle for any team.
And I can't blame him for it.
Because there is a championship that we have that we celebrated in 2021 that was historic, and you have confetti. Do you still keep it in your backpack?
It is in my coat pocket, my winter jacket, and in my car.
So why is it in your winter coat pocket? That's only 6 months out of the year.
I don't know why it was in there because it didn't win there, but it's in my black Columbia jacket, and then it's in my car.
Why is it in your car?
Because it's in my car so I can always see it.
Is it like wrapped around the rearview mirror?
No, it's inside the. I ain't gonna tell you where it's at, just in case somebody try to rob me for my little.
I'm sure everyone's looking at your little Ford Focus.
Which is crazy because yesterday I was around family, and multiple people are telling me I got to get a new car, and I'm like, what? Because now that I'm getting married, they're like, oh well, you got to get a new car because you can't have kids in that car. I'm like,
plus that, you spilled gas in that car.
I did.
I sat in the back of the back seat. I was like, whoa,
messed up.
You can't put a baby back there.
I said, what the hell with that? My baby gonna be okay. You put a little dirt on it, build some toughness. A little gas, a little battery acid ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I can't wait for 2
hurt
years
nobody.
from now. Hey, Kyle's in an SUV.
No, my cousin literally said, my girl said in the morning, you're going to have to get a new car. I said, huh? I said, oh, now we get engaged. You want to change up on me. Now you're trying to tell me what to do. And then my cousin was like, oh, it's time for you to get a new car. I said, what? He said, yeah.
Kyle, I'm going to tell you, too. It's time for you to get a new car. Actually, it's not. I'll give you a year.
My car's still running. I'm proud of my car. 170,000 miles on it.
It has gasoline in the back seat.
We rolling like Tina Turner, baby. We rolling on the river. Rolling on the potholes.
Rolling down the river.
I'm always rolling in my car, so I'm very disappointed in that. But shout out to my car. And shout out to John Horse on trying to do something, but I have a really short leash, and I hope the Bucs organization has that on him as well.
Wheel of Chris.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. What do you think? Chris, how you feeling about the Wheel of Chris coming up?
I got 3 topics for you guys on the wheel already. I got it ready to spin.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to be the wheel today. Next.
Oh, interesting.
Wheel of
Strove. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You really want a summer of entertainment?
My job to win a World Series is my job to provide a summer of entertainment.
Be careful what you wish for.
Struck him out looking. Ball game over. It's a grand slam. Dives. He caught it. Struck him out looking. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Mizorowski. Sal Freeling. Trevor McGill.
Everything Brew Crew lives right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16th at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
Gear up for Quick Trip's Mountain Dew Quick Climb. Now through August 17th. Play free daily in the Quick Rewards app and earn bonus plays with every eligible purchase. Grab one with hot food. That's 2 bonus plays. Each week, the cash prize climbs by $5,000, all the way to a $250,000 grand prize. So open the app and get climbing. Your summer, your climb, your win. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents residing in Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Michigan, South Dakota, North Dakota, or Wisconsin. Ends August 17th. Bonus plays require qualifying purchase. See full rules at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes.
At Gruber Law Offices, our biggest priority is the care and service we provide to our clients. We know accidents can be overwhelming, and we're here to help every step of the way. Call now. One call, that's all.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. The Cheese Capital Cup is next on June 27th through the 29th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire Up Your Fantasy, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
And as Pella goes into another windup, it's so hard to guess the next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years.
Pella also provides provides a free in-home consultation, which includes a no-obligation quote.
That's always a great play because working with one of Pella's design experts is such a wonderful, no-pressure get-together. I know this from experience.
With a range of affordable options and products assembled in the USA, you can get the look you want at a price you can afford.
And there's no reason to wait with this incredible deal going on.
Get no interest and no payment for up to 2 years.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2025.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from the big gig at the Gruber Law Offices. Woo, Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone. Getting hype out there.
It is. Shout out to all the delusional Bears fans. They say the same thing. We're going to get you guys this year.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. Wait, we're going to get you guys.
Once I saw the head nod that it was a Bears fan and you were talking to him, I was like, not entering this chat. I'll let Kyle handle this one.
Yeah,
hot. Caleb Williams sucks. Hot. Oh no, there's a flying umbrella.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it just hit the old guy.
Oh, no, that's a lawsuit. Hit me! No, I'm just kidding.
Hit me. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Less is more. It's time now for the Wheel of Chris.
It's time for the
Wheel of
Chris.
All right, so I'm going to spin the wheel, and Chris, I'll let you know what color it lands on.
Okay, I have a wheel here, though, too, as well. So.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
all right.
yes.
Let it rip. Let it rip.
Here we go. It landed on red. So today's red topic is Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball taking on UW Milwaukee for the first time in 5 years at the Kohl Center coming up on December 30th. Badgers have been dominant over UWM since they played. The two programs have been playing for each other. They lead the all-time series 22-2. Only losses coming in 2015 and 1992. Do you guys think that all four Division I teams in the state of Wisconsin, Marquette, Wisconsin, UW Milwaukee, and UW Green Bay, should play each other every season?
Absolutely not. I love this for Coach Bart Lundy, because he's done a great job of making the UW Panthers competitive. I love that Coach Gard of Wisconsin. He's already scheduled BYU after losing them. They're going to play, I think, in Utah or Colorado. I forget again. It might be just another rematch in Colorado. But he said he would rather play the best competition all year long to get his team ready, and it helps give you opportunities to have more quality wins to get you in the tournament.
No, that makes sense. But you know what? I love the fact that I believe in Pennsylvania they have like the Battle of Pennsylvania where all these teams from the state get to play each other, and then the team that reigns supreme get to say.
But it's only Wisconsin and Marquette that are real teams. Those are four programs that have legitimate chances each year.
I still like maybe not playing UWM and Green Bay every year.
You want to do a tournament where Wisconsin takes on Green Bay, Marquette takes on UWM, and they play each other, which Wisconsin and Marquette already do?
Yeah, I mean, I would take.
Why are we adding UW Green Bay in there for no reason?
Marquette should play UW Green Bay, get their easy free victory, but have the battle of the state of Wisconsin, and just do it that way. But I love when they get to play each other. I didn't realize in 2015 they lost to
2015-16. It wasn't the 2014-15.
But I know, but even that, that team struggled at that was when
that was the Bo retired at the end of the first semester of school.
And that team went to the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16 with Coach Gard.
That's so. And then 2022 as well.
Chris, what was the year? I think it was way back.
1992.
Oh, 92. I'm going to say they haven't played since 2019. So, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Go Wisconsin, go UWM. I love the home team.
I love your Wisconsin fandom, but it makes no sense. Spin the wheel.
Wheel of Strove.
I can't hear it.
Did you spin the wheel, Chris? We can't hear it.
There it is.
And it landed on blue, or it looks like purple maybe. We'll just say blue. So the blue topic is for our boy Blue, Brian Bulaga. Homer and Brian Bulaga yesterday on the Homer Hour said the Packers need Aaron Rodgers this season. They need him. And here's the context for that from the show yesterday from the Homer Hour. Brian Bulaga and Homer talking about it.
However anybody feels about Aaron Rodgers, you should say, I hope, please, Aaron Rodgers, go 3-1 against the division, losing to the Packers, and beating every other team in the division. It's impossible to explain how huge that would be for a successful Packer season. Brian Bulaga, maybe you can. I will say that Pittsburgh will go 3-1 against the Packers division. How about you, Brian?
I like him winning 3, yeah.
Oh, I feel better. You Packer fans, every one of you should get up in the morning and say, yes, the Packers need Aaron Rodgers this year badly.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make it like it's 2010 again and cheer for him. Because, if he can rattle off 3 wins against the NFC North, that's enormous for the Packers. That's huge. Yeah. That's big. Get that it'd be AFC losses, but it's a loss.
So 2 questions off of this. Do you agree with Homer and Brian Bulaga and that the Packers need Aaron Rodgers? And how many wins will Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers have against the NFC North this coming season?
I'm totally with that. Again, if it helps the Green Bay Packers, then, yeah, go Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears. I don't think they go 3-1 because they're consistently always 9-8 or what was 9-7 back in the day. So by the letter of the law of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I don't want to set my expectations too high for 3 wins.
Yeah, Homer is just so smart, man. That sneaky Homer with that topic. I'm right there with it. I'm cheering for Aaron Rodgers when he plays against his old divisional foes in the Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, in the Detroit Lions. So I'm absolutely all for it. If you are a Packers fan, you should always be cheering for your division to lose, because if your division loses, that gives you a better opportunity to not only win the division, but get a step closer to having a home playoff game. So I'm all for that. Aaron Rodgers, go ahead and be that old Aaron Rodgers and take out those black and blue division folks outside of the Packers.
Wheel of Strove.
All right, and it landed on green, and the green topic today is last night, round 2 of the NBA draft, Cam Jones from Marquette, 38th overall, going to the Indiana Pacers. John Tonje, 53 overall, taken by the Utah Jazz out of the University of Wisconsin. Who ends up having the better NBA career, Cam Jones or John Tonje?
Cam Jones.
Yeah, I mean, it's all based off where you are situated, and the Utah Jazz are a disaster. Now, the opportunity John Tonje has is maybe he will get more playing time if he plays well in camp, because they're so bad that, hey, he's got an opportunity to play and showcase his skills. I don't see Cam Jones cracking the rotation for the Indiana Pacers whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I guess from an upside standpoint, I would say Tonje, but from a situation standpoint, if he does show well, if Cam Jones shows what he can do, he's got a better chance to. He's just a little short.
Yeah, but he can score though.
He's a bucket getter.
How tall is he? 6'1"?
He's like 6'4".
He's taller than T.J. McConnell.
Yeah, but T.J. McConnell has a specific skill set that makes him.
He's been 6'5".
Yeah, I mean, T.J. McConnell isn't a shooter or scorer.
Damn, Cam is 6'5". He does not look 6'5" on that court.
They did the NBA draft, so the combine makes the measure right.
He's like a skinny 6'5", like a small 6'5". But no, I think
it's all about the situation. Who gets the right opportunity?
I think he was 6'3" and about a quarter.
There it is.
No shoes.
That seems about right what he looked like. But no, I think Cam Jones is electric. The kid could score. He's dynamic. I believe last year either he got hurt during the season or something happened where he had a little rough patch that he hit. But the kid can score, and I think he has a great chance to be able to make that rotation. Indiana Pacers have shown that they can develop guys or grab guys to actually be part of the core of their team versus just having having one and dones like the Milwaukee Bucks. So I love this pickup for Indiana, and I love the fact that Cam Jones has an opportunity to do so.
I just hope I was a big fan of Cam Jones. It sucked to see how he was affected more without having old boy Tyler Kolek. It was a little tougher for him because he's not a true point guard. But hopefully he's able to showcase because I like his skill set. He can cook at times. And then Tanjay was an unbelievable story. Two guys that are easy to root for, I will say that. Is that it for the Wheel of Chris?
And that's it for the Wheel of Chris, yes.
The Wheel of Chris is done.
How do you rate it, Chris?
How do I rate it?
Yeah,
how would you guys rate it?
I like it better than like you having to come up with Mr. Irrelevant or becoming relevant questions that I'm glad we scrapped becoming relevant. That sucked.
Oh, wow. I just do what I'm told. I enjoy it all. I'm blessed to be here, man.
Oh, my gosh. What are you, Aaron Rodgers?
I'm just happy to
Mr.
be
Gratitude?
Here. I have immense gratitude in my soul for the opportunity to talk to KBN Nation each and every day. I miss y'all.
I realized I'm not the man of the house.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Vince Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
People need people, whether in Junior Achievements BizTown, where students work together to run a city, or in the real world, where blood donors can help save lives. Join Junior Achievement of Wisconsin and Versity for a mobile blood drive on Tuesday, July 15th from 2 to 6:30 p.m. at JA's headquarters near Highway 100 and Good Hope Road. While you're there, tour Jim's JA BizTown, where students take on real-world roles like CEO, banker, and mayor, learning how communities thrive through teamwork and leadership. Sign up today at wisconsin.ja.org.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are talking all things NBA draft. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Buy any one 15-pack of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors Banquet, or any one 12-pack of Happy Thursday Spiked Refresher, and receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from the Big Gig at the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone. No Brad Nortman. He's got a ladies' weekend. He's got about 10 ladies staying at the estate.
So what is he, waiting on them hand and foot right now? What's
yeah,
happening?
That's weird to take a day off.
He should want to be away from the house.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with the ladies. I'm just saying.
Nothing wrong. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying, Lexi
he's basically a personal butler.
He is. Lexi now has other people to help her around.
Yeah, if anything, with 10 ladies, I guess.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. Well known. We've documented that. With this heat, I can't imagine she's going out. I'm sure the ladies would love to help take care of the kids.
I'm sure they would. I love.
But Brad is clearly not the man of the house.
No, he's not.
We know that.
That's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
I mean,
because I learned that last night too.
Oh wow! See, the Wallace household don't know nothing about that.
No, you're changing daily.
Put down, baby. Put down.
Now I see you changing daily. So I've made the hard and fast rule, and I'd like parents to chime in if they could. My daughter is 17 months old today.
Ooh, oh, so precious.
And I'm just so anti setting the precedent of letting her in the bed.
Oh.
But we couldn't find childcare, and we wanted to bring her to the event in Madison yesterday. So we got a hotel, and we found a Madison sitter through somebody I knew to watch her at the hotel. So baby girl Isla is sleeping 7 to when we got in the room around 11:30. Slept the whole time the babysitter was in the room.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mom and Dad get in the room.
She wakes up.
She wants to get out and is kind of crying, and it's like a faint cry. It's like, and if you I guarantee if my fiance let it go. I know we're in a hotel and we're trying to be respectful, but it wasn't over. It wasn't like a scream. It was like,
hey, calm all that down.
Yeah, we did the back rub thing, and it's like sooner or later you just got to let them fight through it, and they'll eventually get tired of screaming and fall asleep. And then I wake up at 4 a.m. to a baby right in between us staring at me.
What?
I open up my eyes, and she goes, hi. And it was so cute. But
wait, she was just up?
She was just up, moving around at 4 a.m.
Well, no, y'all had no idea.
No, like... Maybe my fiance did, but I had no idea that she moved her from the pack and play to the bed.
She couldn't deal with it.
But that's the thing.
Baby,
she couldn't deal with like the heartache that she has of hearing her not even cry, but like whine. You know what I mean? Like she's fine.
Yeah, she was
what she does? You know what my baby does when Elizabeth is sleeping at 8 to 12 midnight? There are times where I'll hear her whine for like 10 to 15 minutes because she's a baby, but she puts herself back to sleep. But if she hears 5 minutes of it, she thinks the world is ending.
Yeah, no, you got to tell her.
And I woke up to, it was so sweet. She goes, hi.
I mean,
she was smiling, and I smiled back, but I was like, what the damn hell?
Did she go back to sleep?
No.
Oh, hell no. I would have said, listen, Isla. You gonna have to go back to sleep.
And then you know what my fiance did? She did this thing. It was a test.
You have no control.
None, Kyle. None.
2 women in the house now.
No, none. There happened to be 2 comped rooms at the hotel we were staying at under my name.
Oh, you got 2 of them things.
And at dinner, she said, you know what? I have a feeling since she doesn't sleep well when we're all in the same room that you should check into the other hotel. And I said, really? And she goes, yeah. Exactly. She brought something up to get my hopes up just to tell me that she didn't want me to actually do that. She wanted us to be together.
I mean, I wouldn't want you.
And I wouldn't want to do that either, but why would you bring that up to give me the idea that, hey, I actually might get a good night's sleep.
She thought about it. She saw the hard work.
Also,
she thought about
I came up with a million ideas. I was like, why don't we set up the pack and play in the comped room? We can get the room on our floor, set up a monitor, and then she can be in her own hotel room.
Oh, okay. Now you're crazy.
No. Because all the other parents that were with at dinner, 3 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, 3 kids, and Frank doesn't know anything he's expecting. All the other parents were like, yeah, we would absolutely do that.
A toddler?
Yeah.
An infant? She's an infant, not a toddler. You going to put an infant in a room by herself? You got to pin rooms down?
On the same floor?
I would be nervous for the child. Now, that's crazy. I'm glad you didn't bring that idea up to your fiance.
No, I did.
Oh, she probably thought you were crazy.
She shot that down pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I'm glad she did. She probably said, Ben, you are crazy.
But, I was just trying to think of ideas.
I mean.
See, Adam says your bed will never be the same again. Stay strong.
Yeah, I slept in the bed till I was like 6.
With the parents?
I would go to
this
bed.
This explains why you go to their house every single day to get coddled.
Sometimes I would go there, in the middle of the night, you would go there and lay in the bed. You didn't do that?
No.
As the baby, you didn't do that?
I don't remember past or before 3 years old.
I for sure went there when I was like 6.
Man, cut the umbilical cord.
I cut it 30 years ago. Man.
No, you did not.
Thank you very much.
No, the weirdest thing is, for those who have ever missed this, Kyle Wallace goes over to his parents' house and watches the Packers game while his parents are laying in bed.
Yeah, I'll sit
like
there
Willy Wonka.
I'll sit there. I sit on the head of the bed and watch the game. Yeah. It's a family affair, Ben. You would be so lucky.
A family affair,
You should be so lucky if your child does that.
No, I don't want that. Leave me alone. We need boundaries.
Yeah, you shouldn't expect any boundaries. She let you know early on. Can I tell you a quick story, though, Ben?
Yes, I'm getting Lasagna letting us know that he slept in his bed, a parent's bed, until 12.
Okay, good. That's
probably why his name is Lasagna.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. To each their own. So yesterday, I have a cousin who has the same name as your daughter. And my mother said, oh, my goodness, this is your child. What is her name? Is it Isla? And I told my girl, because I knew she was going to say, I said, watch it.
Watch it. She's going to say what I said.
And he said, no, it's Isla. And my girl just laughed. I said, hey, listen, I am a child of Mama Wallace. I knew she was going to call it Isla, too.
Hey, look, it's baby Isla.
She said, oh, so is your youngest name, what is that, Isla? And so we had a good laugh about that.
Got to give a shout-out to Road America, the Cheese Capital Cup. As somebody tried to get excited about being a Vikings fan, which is really, really sad because they have no Super Bowl to show for it.
They really have none. That's terrible.
But I respect him at least having some pride to wear a loser shirt. But Road America, the Cheese Capital Cup is this weekend. What is better than racing, this weather, and Road America? Conveniently located between Madison, Green Bay, and Milwaukee. It's in Elkhart Lake. Elkhart Lake is beautiful. The racetrack is beautiful. You can camp on site all weekend. You can do anything you desire. Bring a moped, rent a golf cart, drive around the track, set up at different spots, hang out with different people. It's an amazing spot for affordable family fun. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You know what to do. Go to roadamerica.com to get your tickets. That's roadamerica.com to get your tickets. Cheese Capital Cup this weekend. In 2 minutes, Kyle, the Packer backer, has some words for whoever made this list that put Matt LaFleur off the list. I got to find that next.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you're harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Hey ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Truck drivers, are you tired of an outdated truck hurting your paychecks? At Schneider, we add new trucks to our fleet every year to keep drivers moving and racking up the miles. Our easy-to-use technology is designed to keep you safe and comfortable while also boosting your income potential. So, are you ready to get behind the wheel of a more reliable ride? Find jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Brad Nortman. I'm Ben Brust next to the Packer backer, Kyle Wallace. Chris Larson's running the show as always. For you, KBN Nation, to get into the show, it is 800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and text line lists us more. Download, stream, listen back on the easy-to-use ESPN Wisconsin app and find our beautiful faces and our little sweaty faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Per Pro Football Focus, as Brad would say, the GOAT of analytics of the NFL.
Players, not coaches.
Why is that, Kyle? Why don't you take us through the top 10 list on Pro Football Focus, top 10 coaches?
Chris, go ahead and hit that music for the football music to go through the top 10 here. So, number one, obviously, you have Andy Reid. He's the GOAT, right? He's the GOAT right now of football coaches outside of, I would say, probably one of the greatest coaches outside of Bill Belichick, who's not a coach. Sean Payton, sure, he's a great coach. I don't think he should be number two. He shouldn't be number two. I think people ride high based off the fact that Sean Payton won a Super Bowl a long time ago. Sean McVay, yes, he's a very good coach.
Yes, won it, has rebuilt.
Okay, he has rebuilt. Sean McVay rebuilt. He's at number 3. You have John Harbaugh at number 4 with the Baltimore Ravens. Mike Tomlin, of course, number 5. Jim Harbaugh at
I mean, I know he had past success in the NFL, but what?
Mike Tomlin, number 5. Somehow, Jim Harbaugh, for me, I get he's a great coach, but he shouldn't be number 6, but he's number 6. Kyle Shanahan, number 7. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Number 8. He won a Super Bowl. So
yeah, he's been to the Super Bowl 2 of the last 3 years. So this is totally fine.
Nick Sirianni, number 8 on this list. Now, this is where my problem becomes. Number 9, Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions. And Ben, number 10 on the top 10 list, too. Can you say that name? The coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski. And so what I'm trying to understand is this. How in the world is Kevin Stefanski and Dan Campbell rated higher than Matt LaFleur on any list for coaches? What's interesting to me is, yes, the Detroit Lions had a couple of good seasons, but guess what?
Matt LaFleur's got a much larger resume and success with doing it with Aaron Rodgers, in which they went 13-3, 3 straight years. They made it to 2 NFC Championship games, a number 1 seed in 2022, in which they obviously let us down against the San Francisco 49ers. And then when you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback, you have a season which you start off 3-6, then end up 9-8, make the playoffs. Then you go 11-6 in the next season. What is this?
What is this is correct. It is not.
I'm glad I didn't know this before heading into this.
It is nonsense that Dan Campbell, undoubtedly, is he a good coach? Yes. But he has not done anything our boy Matt LaFleur has not done already.
And Matt LaFleur's done it more
times. Matt LaFleur has the third highest winning percentage out of all active coaches in the NFL.
The only knock,
the disrespect they got.
The only knock is the playoff record.
Sure, the knock is the playoff record.
Is it 4-6, I believe?
But you can't. But
Chris, right? 4-6.
4-6, yes.
Dan Campbell's 1-2 in the playoffs. Like, you're going to lose in the playoffs. Kevin Stefanski, he ain't never won a playoff game, I don't think. I don't think the Cleveland Browns won a playoff game with him as the coach. So I think it's ridiculous that Kevin Stefanski is ahead of our boy Matt LaFleur.
Where's Matt on the list?
Matt's not on the list.
They stopped at 10?
They stopped at 10.
That's embarrassing.
Matt LaFleur is not in the top 10 on this list. So I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Jim Harbaugh?
It's ridiculous that Matt LaFleur isn't on this list.
Oh, no. You're so right. When you said, Brad says Pro Football Focus is the statistical GOAT for football players, and you said not for coaches.
Not for coaches. This list is trash. To not have somebody like Matt LaFleur, who all he has done, literally, the song by our boy DJ Khaled and T-Pain, all we do is win, win, win. That is what Matt LaFleur has done. His worst season, the team went 8-9.
Rodgers, 2022.
That is the worst season that he's had. 23. Yeah, 23. And so that's the worst season. 22 season. Because 23 was Jordan Love's first year. But the fact that he was able to lose a legend and move on from a legend in Aaron Rodgers and take on Jordan Love and still have this team into the playoffs, and also to win a playoff game on the road with the youngest roster in the NFL, and you're going to sit here and tell me you're going to put Kevin Stefanski on a list higher than him? You're going to put Dan Campbell on a list higher than him?
Is that Florio? Who wrote that? Is that Florio?
Somebody who's extremely.
Or is that Pro Football Talk?
Somebody who's extremely.
Florio's Pro Football Talk.
Yeah,
but it's completely disrespectful, because when you look at the resume of Matt LaFleur, most of these guys can't hold it to him. When I think about Sean McVay's done a great job of making sure that team has been consistent and he's won a championship. But Matt LaFleur has done the same thing except for win a championship, but this team has been consistent year after year after year. Well, he's not on the same level of McVay, but he ain't not in the top 10.
Here's where I don't want to get it twisted right now. I know at times I can sound brash, right? And I think it's because the standard in which the Packers want to hold the team at all times is Super Bowls. And so if we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers and wanting to win a Super Bowl for the first time since 2010, you're gonna be a little bit more critical, because of when you have success, then your success is put under the microscope more.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from the accomplishments that he has had.
And I think it is, though. I think Matt LaFleur is a victim of the fact that the Green Bay Packers have such high expectations, such high standards, where a team where the Cleveland Browns won, 4 games last year, are able to have a coach in the top 10 of a team that ain't never did nothing before. So I think it's ultimately disrespectful in the fact that the Green Bay Packers have such high standards actually harms Matt LaFleur in this sense. Aaron Rodgers wasn't just some great he was a great quarterback, but he wasn't playing his best football when Matt LaFleur came to the Green Bay Packers. He was able to help revitalize Aaron Rodgers into that MVP form that he has. And then he was able to build Jordan Love, who a lot of us had question marks about whether or not he can truly be a franchise quarterback. He was able to build him into a guy that got a $55 million deal, being a darling of the football NFL in 2023 with how well he played down the stretch, into a guy that people believe can be not only the face of the Packers, but be one of the faces of the league at quarterback. So to sit here and not have Matt LaFleur in the top 10 is absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe the fact that they did that.
I mean, here's the thing is, when I think about head coaching in the NFC North, head coaching, and again, we're going to see a lot of what Dan Campbell's made of this year for sure.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell has a great argument with what he's been able to do.
He's better than Stefanski.
That's what I'm saying is that is wild, because I'm thinking about the division they're in, where they consistently are fighting what they're fighting for. I'm in utter shock, because again, when I think NFC North, when I think of coaching, I think of Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, and Dan Campbell deserves a ton of credit.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's a fantastic coach, but
I'm actually okay with him on the top 10.
I'm not okay with him above Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur's the best coach in the division.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with him in the top 10. I'm not okay with Matt LaFleur not being on the list.
Based off this disrespectful list, they probably have Matt LaFleur behind Ben Johnson. And what's crazy, if Ben Johnson has one good year with the Chicago Bears, they're going to put him above Matt LaFleur. It's ridiculous. the disrespect that this guy gets. He's a great mastermind, offensive play caller, offensive coach, and I just can't wait till the Packers are able to crack it so he finally gets the respect that he deserves.
Kyle in the 262 chimes in on the Carbless Talk and Text line. 8 minutes removed of talking about Matt LaFleur left off a top 10 coaching list. He is still hung up on people who've slept in their parents' bed, including Kyle until he's 6. 1,000% agree with Ben. Kyle from 262.
Wait a minute, is 6 old?
Yes, you're 6 for 6 years.
I'm not sleeping in the bed every day.
I don't know, man.
It's like once in a blue moon. You go down there, you lay down,
I don't know.
Asleep.
Now hearing that you're on the headboard watching sports,
and then you get
makes me feel that you have an attachment to your parents' bed that is unhealthy.
And then you get picked up, and they wake you up, take you to the bathroom, and have you go to bed.
You are such a coddled little boy.
I'm just surprised. I'm shocked. I'm glad people are letting me know this isn't normal because I don't care if my kids lay in the bed with me. Matter of fact, I told baby girl we need to get a king-size bed just in case the kids wanted to lay in here.
I want to throw this out from Alan on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Didn't you guys say this list had to do with analytics, which is what Pro Football Focus does?
Pro Football Focus.
In that regard, Dan should be much higher on the list because I don't think anyone has converted more fourth downs in the success rate that they did in the last couple of years.
So converting fourth downs equates to winning one playoff game and being to the playoffs.
I was just bringing the argument based off of analytics. Watch your stuff now. Got a little windy out here.
Wow, this wind came out of nowhere. In the last 2 years, you can argue that the Detroit Lions were put in a better position to be successful and to win ball games and have a better chance to win a Super Bowl. And in that time, the Green Bay Packers have been able to beat them only once, but also have been able to make the playoffs as well. And so what all I'm saying is this, is I think it's extremely impressive that Matt LaFleur didn't have to rebuild and restart over once he had a new quarterback like so many other teams have to do. He was able to reload this franchise without us missing a single beat. That within itself is extremely impressive, and he deserves a lot of credit for doing that. He is the guy that coaches these guys up. He's the guy that gets them motivated, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for the success that this organization has had under his tenure as the football coach. The Green Bay Packers have been extremely successful in the regular season with Matt LaFleur as a coach. They've made it to NFC Championship games as well. We haven't gotten over the hump, but to sit here and not have him in the top 10 is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and he deserves more respect. I take him over over Dan Campbell, but Dan Campbell's a great coach. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I mean, Sean McDermott's done a good job. He just hasn't been able to get past.
That's another coach who should be in the top 10.
I'm just trying to like pick apart this list now because I'm still shocked that Kevin Stefanski is number 10. Chris, are we crazy? Are we missing something on Stefanski? Did he do something that?
No, I think he's the Browns head coach is like what? He's 41-46 with one playoff win. And wasn't he partially responsible for trading Baker Mayfield away too?
He did,
has a resurrection in his career since going to what is it?
Been better since he left Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
wasn't great with the Panthers, but once he got to the Rams, he showed out, and then he got into a better system and with talent around him, which he was able to thrive with.
And speaking of Dan Campbell, this is going to be a telltale year for Dan Campbell because he doesn't have those two coordinators with him anymore. Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson are not with him anymore to have take some of the shine off of him. So we're going to see he's going to have to prove it this year with two new coordinators.
It is, absolutely. And I think what they're giving this Stefanski is, the Deshaun Watson situation. Well, they traded for Deshaun Watson. That's the guy that they wanted to go get.
But to your point there, like we could pick apart things Goody has done to give Matt LaFleur a certain roster.
That's true.
And Matt LaFleur is just working with what he's got every year.
And look at the defense that they have there in Cleveland. Their defense is pretty dang good, especially when they have Myles Garrett rushing off the end.
Yeah, we don't have a Myles
Garrett. A lot of these coaches, too, that they have listed here are like kind of like the quote-unquote CEO types of coaches. So a lot of them look good because of who they have underneath them as their assistant coaches and their coordinators.
Yeah. Definitely not Stefanski. 41-46, one playoff win, and they got Matt LaFleur off the list. Burn the list. Burn the list.
Pro Football Focus is on punishment for the weekend.
Yeah, we got to tell Brad he can't use them for a little bit.
Because I'm just going to send him his list. He's going to be like, oh, wow.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryan should be on this list, too, also.
I looked at D'Amico as well.
D'Amico will be over Stefanski. This list sucks.
List sucks. Before we get into some comments from Bobby Marks, who painted a picture of how big this next month is for the Milwaukee Bucks, I want to take a deeper dive into – the next thing we're about to do is use Pro Football Focus.
Oh, really? Oh!
All right. Pro Football Focus isn't banned until we're done with the next segment.
This is actually good. This is actually
all right.
Good. It's only good when I like it.
It's only good. Well, statistics are only good when you use them for the argument you want to make.
This is actually real good statistics. This article was based off an opinion and using stuff as, Stefanski was able to win with Joe Flynn a couple games with Joe Flacco. He was able to end the playoff drought for a bad
Well, Matt LaFleur was 2-0 with Malik Willis when nobody thought he could even play football.
Wow, exactly.
More Packers on the other side. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from the big gig at the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
What's going Big, come on.
It's getting tough. It's getting slow.
Ben, don't be pathetic. Your father's with your baby. They're listening. You got to be better.
But I'm giving it my all.
I don't know what you're at either.
Stop humping the ground.
Yeah.
Get up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound on 43, starting off with some delays through the Marquette interchange, past an accident scene at North Avenue where the right lane is blocked. Semi is involved with this one. And the delays continue all the way up past Keefe and then north of Capitol Drive all the way up to Silver Spring. Southbound is backing up from Brown Deer Road down past Silver Spring. You're back on the brakes from Keefe down past Locust and then from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Eastbound 94, watch for some delays there from 84th Street through the stadium, westbound from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, lower humidity, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 at the lake, 84 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is back at the Bog. Tune in all day July 15th for our ESPN Milwaukee crew having fun and hitting the links. The 2025 Delzer ESPN Milwaukee Open is sponsored by Marquette Athletics, PCI Construction, Discount Liquor, Loyal Family Renovations, The Jewelry Center, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Join in on the fun July 15th on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot Wisconsin sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $400 off your awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5.5 to 8 ounce selected varieties Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 2 for $5. 9 to 16 ounce selected varieties Old Dutch tortilla or crunch chips or salsa, 2 for $5.50. 10 to 10.8 ounce selected varieties Bird's Eye frozen vegetables, 4 for $5. 18 to 54 count selected varieties Hefty plates or bowls, 2 for $5.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh,
Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Another beautiful day at Summerfest. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone. And, of course, Major Goolsby's keeping us fed and happy as per usual. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe. You have Chris Larson running the show. Get us on the Carb List Talk and text line 800-990-3776. List is more. You can also see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, we said we were going to ban Pro Football Focus, but we're going to unban them for this segment because I didn't know we were going to go 2 for 2 with the football music. I don't even know if we need the football. No, we're not going to go through the list.
We're too far down the list for us to be able to.
Yeah, we can't name all the teams. But as it pertains to this defense, the reason why I want to have a deeper conversation into the defense is because Brian Bulaga, Jason Wilde, Mark Tauscher, a lot of our talent that have tons of knowledge on the Green Bay Packers are expecting a top 10 defense. And yes, they were top 5, top 10 last year. Schedule was a little weaker, a little bit tougher this coming season. But with the cornerback room as is, Carrington Valentine, Keyshawn Nixon, Nate Hobbs, and the defensive line, lack of investments made in terms of now we're just running it back again, I have a hard time continuing to just be like, yeah, it's going to happen because it's Jeff Hafley's year too. Because, Kyle, you have a list in front of you and some statistical evidence as to why this conversation needs to be had, because I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that this defense is going to be top 10.
It's extremely not even close to a foregone conclusion that they're going to be a top type of defensive line. And we've been talking defense, but the defensive line is a problem. We've been talking about the Achilles heel of this defense, and we know it's the defensive line. Now, when it came to last year to their ability to stop the run, the Green Bay Packers were improved when it came to being a run defense, but we still struggled to consistently get after the quarterback. Don't allow that. I think it was top 10 in sacks last year to trick you. They got them in huge bunches in 2 games where they ended up getting, I think, a total of 13 sacks in 2 games themselves. When you look at this Green Bay Packers defensive line, we all see a unit that is entirely too inconsistent, not playing up to the level of their overall first-round draft pick, and that has been a problem. Now we have statistics to back up that the Green Bay Packers on Pro Football Focus have the number 24 rated defensive line in the NFL. They are in the bottom tier of defensive linemen. Now, the reason why this is significantly a problem is the fact when you look at the defensive line, you have a Rashawn Gary, who was a first-round pick. You have a Devontae Wyatt, who was a first-round pick. You have a Kenny Clark, who's now aging but was a first-round pick. And you have a Lucas Van Ness that was a first-round pick on the D-line. You should be getting a D-line that should be, at the bare minimum, a top 15. Top 15 defensive line when you invest that much first-round draft capital in it. The Green Bay Packers are getting a terrible return on value on the defensive line that they have. And when you look at Ed Rusher, Rashawn Gary, his overall grade for pass rushing has declined in 3 straight seasons for the Green Bay Packers, and he's ranked.
Was he signed 3 years ago?
I think this is going to be a 3rd season where he got the extension because he came back from that ACL injury. But for him, he's 49th among edge rushers when it comes to pass rushing. And so for me, when I look at this defensive line, that is a big problem for this football team. And a lot of people have been calling us haters, right? They've been saying, oh, you're just
I don't think it's hating.
No, they say, oh, you're just a hater. Oh, you're just down. You're just negative on the defensive line. Look at how many sacks they had last year. Jeff Hafley, year 1. Listen, I am optimistic about this overall defense, but here's the problem is I'm not going to be insane. Now, everybody knows the cliche, The definition of insanity is expecting something, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different.
I'm glad you got there.
And
I didn't want to jump in.
The Green Bay Packers are doing the same thing over and over again and somehow are expecting these guys to develop. Maybe, just maybe, Rashawn Gary is a good defensive end, but he's not a great one. Maybe, just maybe, Kenny Clark is over the hill. Maybe, just maybe, Lucas Van Ness is a bust. Maybe, just maybe, Devontae Wyatt, we'll see if he stays healthy.
This is the one I think people can be optimistic because of his performance early in the season.
But we're still talking about year 4 and still not knowing what he is. That is a problem, man. And Brian Bulaga joins us all the time, and Mark Tauscher talks about it. Year 2, you basically kind of know what you got in the guy. And now,
3.
But year 3 should be the year where it's like, oh yeah, you see that he's going to be a stud this year. Year 2, you can kind of tell. All right, well he's going to be good. Lucas Van Ness hasn't given us any type of expectations or reasons why he should be good. Now, Devontae Wyatt was a year behind, and last year he popped for us a little bit where we had confidence, but he still got hurt. So for me, overall, when I look at this defensive line, the fact that we're ranked 24th out of 32 NFL teams, that is boo-boo, that is trash, that is bad, that is disappointing, and that should have us have lower expectations for what this defense will be because the D-line ain't good. It ain't me just saying it. It's a lot of people who watch a lot of football that's saying it as well.
Yeah, again, to me, it is the definition of insanity, but it's more so like if you're going to have a unit that they have on the defensive line and have corners that are also, I would say,
you don't know what you're going to get.
I would say they have a chance to be good. They don't have a chance to be great.
Okay.
Like, do the corners have a chance to be great?
No, hell
no.
no.
There's no Patrick Surtain. There's no Revis Island type guy.
There's no Jair Alexander when he's healthy.
There's no All-Pro when
ceiling.
healthy. So you have a bunch of guys that have the capability of being good, but a bunch of good on the edge and a bunch of good on the outside isn't a great recipe when, if you're not able to get to the quarterback, you're giving yourself more time to be vulnerable on the back end. And that's what is going to be more zone this year because they may not be able to match up as much man-to-man. I mean, they're going to have to be really creative with the talent and the pieces that they have because, again, I love the safety room. Everyone does.
The safety room is off the charts.
But the safety room can thrive when everything up front is even better. And so it turns into, all right, we need them to make sure that there's no big plays. We need to make sure that, like, no big plays are getting behind us because if you're able to get pressure, then they're able to come up in the box more. But if you're not able to get pressure, you have to play a little bit softer because you have to protect the vulnerability that you have without being able to get pressure with this defensive line that we've had conversation after conversation. And here's the thing, is the optimism for the offensive line, if you want to have it, that's fine. But just know, I don't want to do the I told you so when we're in the middle of the season because I remember last season, even it might have been after they had the big sack game early in the season against the Titans. In between the Titans and Seattle, there was phone calls up the wazoo, lined up 1 through 10 on hold to talk about the defensive line in the middle of the season. I just want to caution that could be something that we see again based off them not doing anything,
to change
and then trusting the guys that we've seen that was all right. They're going to thrive in a 4-3, and it was Joe Bear. Like, when are we gonna just realize? Maybe it's not the scheme or the coach, it's the talent.
And my issue that I have here is that I'm not going to say, listen, Goody tries his best to improve the defensive line, and it sounded like he wanted to draft Derek Harmon.
Tries his best. He didn't go out and sign anybody for any value.
He usually drafts guys on the D-line. We know that. But when I look at it, is that my issue that I have is that we're not going out to get veterans to get better. When I look at a team like the Buffalo Bills that has a very good defensive line, what did they do this offseason? They got a guy who is often injured in Joey Bosa, but he can still make an impact. They did something to get better because they have championship aspirations. I look at a team like the Cleveland Browns that have a pretty good defensive line, but they went and they got Mason Graham early in the first round. I look at a team like the Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens, that has a pretty good defensive line. And what did they do? They drafted a guy early, Mike Green, who I think, again, that the Green Bay Packers should have tried to draft out of Marshall.
But you got Golden, so you can't.
No, that was in the second round. But
you're right.
All I'm saying is that these teams that already have good defensive lines
and established identity and culture on the defensive side of football.
Still trying to
the Steelers are another example.
And so they're still trying to get better. And so for the Green Bay Packers, this is a make-or-break year for that defensive line. If Kenny Clark has another bad year, he's gone. If Rashawn Gary has another average year, they may find a way to move on from him. If Devontae Wyatt, even though he got the option, so he'll be okay. But if Lucas Van Ness doesn't do well, the Packers are going to be doing the same thing they did before, trying to look in the first round to draft a defensive lineman. But something has to change, and the defensive line is going to play a huge role because we know the cornerbacks, as you said, they're not going to be great. They're going to be good. And if the Green Bay Packers cannot get home with rushing the quarterback, the zone will eventually.
You got to get home with 4. Any good football team that wants to make a run deep in the season has to get home at some point consistently with 4 guys.
But even if you're rushing in a zone defense, eventually, if you don't get them right away, it's going to break down. Something's going to be wide open for them to be able to hit. And so you have to understand it is imperative that this defensive line takes the necessary step. I would say there's more pressure on the D-line to be able to get home than it is on that defensive backing.
Well, because especially when you say that, it makes me think about the success of Jordan Love. Because when we think about when Jordan Love was most successful, it was when they were scheming guys open, and a lot of it was against zone coverage. What did we hear from Jordan Love last year? He called his receivers out for not being able to win those one-on-one battles. And that's the thing that you've got to think about with this Packers defense is if they're not getting home. We saw what quarterbacks can do, and the
carve you up. Sam Darnold was chopping our behinds up, carving us up. Sam Darnold looked like a dang MVP against the Green Bay Packers last year. We could not stop him if we tried. Jared Goff, I believe Jared Goff started off like 13 for 13 or something like that against the Jared Goff.
That's not shocking. He had an unbelievable completion percentage last year.
Far too often the Green Bay Packers got carved and chopped up last year because of the lack of a pass rush. Now we're hoping that Edrin Cooper, we're not hoping for a defensive line. We're hoping that the emergence of Edrin Cooper and him being more healthy this season can be more impactful for the Green Bay Packers to be able to get home. I'm telling you, there's a problem with this D-line, and it's not me being a hater. It's just us watching, using our eyes, knowing that this defensive line was not good enough.
And watching to see what Goody did, if anything, to improve what was a defensive line that needed more consistency.
If you had to pick the best 4 defensive linemen out of the division, you're not picking a single Green Bay Packer.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. But I would like to be wrong.
I want to be wrong as well. Listen, I want to be wrong.
This is one where, we always say, hey, mark it, Chris, but, you don't have to because we'll know. We've talked about it enough. We can just say, hey, we were the ones that were saying, watch out for this defensive line because they didn't, we're just trusting in the same thing over and over again. If they're great, I will gladly give them their flowers, but at this point, it's hard for me to sit here and say, I'm expecting that.
When I'm critical of the Green Bay Packers at certain position groups or decisions that they make, it's not because I don't want the Packers to be successful. It's because I want them to be great. I want them to be championship caliber. So that's why I critique it. I'm very critical on areas where I feel that they need to improve at because I want this team to be as solidified as possible at every single position. I want them to be as deep and have as much depth as you talked about a couple of days ago on this football team because, as you said, the more depth, the better the football team is and the better position you are to win championships.
And it was funny. I remember what you said. I was like, I had to tell you, there's no such thing as bad depth.
Yeah, that was with Strophe talking about depth.
Yeah, I was like, there's no such thing. You either have depth or you don't.
When you have depth, the greatest thing of a defensive line, and I think the Green Bay Packers defensive line is okay, and I feel like they actually do have some decent depth of guys they can go to.
Yeah,
they just don't have a high-end guy.
They don't have a high ceiling.
If they had a high-end guy that could wreak havoc, then that changes the whole face of this defensive line. I don't think they're that bad, but I just think they're missing that one piece. If you get that one piece that could be a game wrecker, Rashawn Gary is that much better. You're talking about a Kenny Clark is that much better. Hell, Lucas Van Ness might be even better. So that's what the Green Bay Packers are missing. You just got a whole bunch of okay to above average dudes, but you don't have a guy that everybody's sitting there, as Brian Bulaga say, hey, we got to watch that 55 or hey, we got to watch that 90. We don't have that.
What we do have at ESPN Wisconsin is a national treasure. His name is Alex Strofe.
Oh, wow.
You and I have not been on the air since me and Strofe were sitting at Capco Park in Mequon at the Lakeshore Chinooks game where both you and Strofe threw out the first pitch.
Yes, we did.
We have to give our thoughts on his first pitch and dive deeper into the unathletic ability that Alex Strofe has and his irrational confidence that I actually respect. Alex Strofe is the main topic on the other side. Well worth it next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Let them know the dread-headed brother loves the Green Bay Packers. When you see me, Goody, let me in the box.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Still seeing some big delays out there right now. Northbound 43 still very heavy through the Marquette interchange, pretty much starting at Lapham all the way up to Keith, and then again north of Capitol Drive all the way up to Silver Spring. Southbound slowing down just south of Brown Deer Road down through the Marquette all the way to the KK River crossing. And the westbound 94, watch for backups from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. More delays heading into Waukesha County from just west of Highway 100. And check out the TMJ4 storm team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, lower humidity with a low of 63. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 at the lake, 84 inland. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You really want a summer of entertainment?
My job to win a World Series is my job to provide a summer of entertainment.
Be careful what you wish for.
Struck him out looking. Ball game over. It's a grand slam. Dives. He caught it. Struck him out looking. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Mizorowski. Sal Freeling. Trevor McGill.
Everything Brew Crew lives right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Erica, it's good to see you.
How are things at our amazing Germantown location?
Absolutely fantastic. We heard you had a bold idea. What is it?
We're celebrating our 45th year in business, so I think we should give away some natural diamonds.
Wow, that is a bold idea. How many and how big?
3/4 of a carat. 9 natural diamonds, each one clarity enhanced for maximum brilliance. 1 diamond for each store.
How should we mount them, Erica?
We'll give them away as diamond pendants.
So each of the 9 Kessler stores will have their own diamond pendant to give away?
Yeah, and all a person will have to do is to walk into a store and register to win.
Can a person travel to all 9 stores and register at each one?
Yeah, why not? And people will have from now until July 28th to register.
I'm in.
Me too.
It's unanimous, and people should bring in all their old jewelry so that we can professionally clean it for them for free.
That makes so much difference.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Are you going to do something today?
Yes, I am.
And what exactly might that be?
My plan is to sit here and enjoy our amazing new patio set from Steinhoffel's.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale is going on now. Take 10% off store-wide, plus an extra $100 off every $999 you spend. But don't wait too long because this sale ends soon.
Now, would you be a sweetheart and get me another lemonade? I have to stay hydrated.
Steinhoffel's 4th of July sale, going on now.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh, I'm starting to get in the mood for the Killers tonight at the AmFam Amphitheater at Summerfest. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. No Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe. It's Ben Brust and Kyle Waltz holding it down this Friday. Hope you're enjoying the beautiful weather, driving somewhere to have a great time. Chris Larson running the show. Hit us on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. This is more. Alex, Strouf.
Yeah, Strouf, that guy, I tell you,
he's special.
He is special. He's an interesting character. I don't know how the kid has the amount of confidence that he has in himself, but he does a lot of talking, but he doesn't do any backing it up.
And that's why I respect the confidence, because he's so bad at anything athletically. And I got to go back in the Carbless Talking text line because I have something on Alex Strouf from a fan out of the blue. Because if you didn't see his first pitch, please describe what you saw as I was catching.
Yeah, so what I saw was a guy who sat out there. He trotted to the mound like he was a real pitcher. So he gets out there, and then with his confidence that he has, he goes into a stretch. He turns his head back. He goes, spits backward like he's about to just hurl a 95-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle.
Remember when he told me I was going to need a catcher's mask?
I actually believed him for a second. I was like, I'm thinking, all right, you got to
protect the face, yeah.
You said, I don't believe it. And for some reason, my dumb behind believed it. Alex Strouf did some goofy little wind-up, and when he released the ball, he literally released the ball as he was throwing it to the heavens. He was supposed to be aiming for you, but the ball was 20 feet in the air. Somehow you jumped up out of your crouch thinking you're about to grab it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that
like,
ball was in the
it's
mark.
instinctual when you're doing something athletically
it hurts
to do your best and to give it your all. I take everything very, very serious when it comes to athletics. And when I was behind the plate, I actually thought I had a chance, because it was released. I was like, oh, that's high. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, my God. That left the earth.
It literally was out with one of them SpaceX spaceships they be having. It sent all the way up. It was absolutely ridiculous. And I can't believe that a human being could be so bad. And he purposely said he didn't want us to do a warm-up, though. He said, I don't want to do a warm-up, though. I don't want to do a warm-up.
Are you actually going to make him buy you lunch?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make him buy you lunch.
Why is that?
I'm going to pass the lunch.
The lunch that you owe me on him?
Right on
Oh,
him.
for all the times I bought him lunch, it's probably... they say pay it forward or always comes back around. Let me just say, it hadn't come back around. I took care of the young man before, too. We went to a local establishment.
Oh, before you took care of him then?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he's using you like you're a sugar daddy.
But at the same time, I also have an abusive relationship with him.
That's very true. But he puts it on himself. I mean, he did all this talking. He was so confident, and he was so bad. Why someone like that wouldn't want to do a practice?
So my question is, what's next? What can we do next? We've done football. He did the combine. He embarrassed himself for the 3-cone combine drill. I've seen him whiff at a golf ball 7 straight times. Have you seen that video yet?
I have not.
So we have that. We have a first pitch. Basketball.
Well, he said he wants to. So based on what you saw there, do you think that kid, the guy who threw the ball like that, he has the ability to be accurate enough to hit 100 3-pointers in 3 hours?
100 3-pointers in 3 hours?
He said 90 minutes.
Man.
There's no way he threw the ball.
Dude, 90 minutes is a long time.
He released the ball. Like
if he has to do it like Ben Brust growing up in his front yard, like by himself style, like shoot, go get your rebound, I'm starting to lean he couldn't hit 100 because he's not in shape.
He's in awful shape. Anytime he moves, he's out of breath.
Like he's going to be throwing his whole body into the shot, that there will be no touch for the ball to actually go in.
Very, very weak. I'm telling you, after what I saw on Wednesday, I have zero faith in any athletic ability.
Chris, do you have access to the Kyle Brust and Nortman Twitter?
I believe so, yeah.
Do you think that Alex Strouf can make 100 3-point shots rebounding for himself in 90 minutes?
No, I don't think so, no.
Well, let's put it on the poll. Chris, have you seen anyone like him?
I've not seen anyone as unathletic as Alex Strouf, no. Especially for his age.
Yeah, he's in his 20s.
Do you remember how the stories he would tell when he first joined the show? I was on cross country. I played soccer. I made a 3/4 court shot in basketball.
On JV.
On JV. There is no way from the... You know what a 3/4 shot is from? We could even give him the 3-point line from the opposite end. There ain't no way his scrawny-ass arms can get a basketball to the rim.
Yeah, I don't believe anything that he says about any athletic ability. I really want to see him in miniature golf. He might be a wreck in that, too.
Cody chimes in. I'd love to see Kyle do a first pitch as well.
I did.
He did. It is on Twitter and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, or you can follow Kyle at what's your handle for Instagram?
ESPN Kyle W.
ESPN
Chris,
Kyle W.
Chris, go ahead, and I might send you the video, or I might have Ben send you the video of me throwing the first pitch, and you can put it on the break screen.
Let's throw it to Randy in a dump truck on the Carbless Talking Text line. Randy, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman live from Summerfest.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to Kyle for getting engaged. And I'm a 68-year-old man, and I'm challenging Strophy to a punt, pass, and kick contest.
You probably win.
He's not there. You could accept the challenge, just like you guys made Kyle wear bear stuff. God, he must look good in that
we will
stuff.
accept the challenge on behalf of Alex Stroh.
We will, and you're going to win in a
But Randy,
landslide.
can you just give us a little bit of a resume, so we know what we're...
I don't need a resume. He's breathing. He's a human. That's all it takes.
Well, I played 35 years of softball. 56 years old, I was playing flag football.
Oh, wow.
So
all right,
I'm kind of an athlete.
You're signed.
No,
you're
not.
signed.
No.
The fact that you were doing something organized
in your 50s.
Guys, we have evidence that in a bags league, he finished last in a bar league.
And
tried to blame his girl. Thank you, Randy, for the call. On behalf of Alex Stroh, as his agent for this matter,
I don't know why you
challenge
want to be an agent.
accepted. I'm doing it for free.
I just don't understand how somebody can be so bad. I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all go to ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter, because I'm telling y'all, he was so bad. And
The combine video was bad. But this is bad, too. Even when you guys were warming up and doing high knees together, Kyle.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing high knees?
Oh, yeah, I do.
He doesn't know how to do high knees.
I was just doing my thing. He wanted to be next to me.
He looked like he was in the marching band. You know how they do the thing with the legs?
Yeah, he wouldn't crack it in the marching band. He's just so bad at everything he does, and it's embarrassing. And I don't know why. Again, I wasn't happy with my first pitch. But when it's associated with Alex Stroh, I look like Pedro Martinez.
Oh, man. Ron chimes in, Benny, how many threes could you make in a 90-minute time frame?
Oh, man, you could probably knock out, 200?
90 minutes? I can get more than that, easy. 90 minutes, an hour and a half shoot, I can get 250, 300 in.
How many shots you putting up in that time?
500.
Dang, you hit 305
Ooh,
shots?
I guess rebounding for yourself is a little different. Dude, there's no way he could hit 100.
Exactly.
This is the next challenge.
I've seen him run from his car, or not even, walk fast from his car up to some bleachers, and he was gassed. Again, matter of fact, when he was late to Sunday Karma, he was scurrying here. He had to take a whole segment off to
catch
recover.
His breath?
Yes.
Man, Craig pities him too much.
Craig does pity him way too much. Craig didn't try to put a I wanted to be mean to him. Craig was trying to say, no, Kyle, don't bring that on air. It's okay.
Oh, my gosh. Craig's gone soft.
Yeah, he's soft on strength.
I regret not sending that email to Craig Karmazin when I had Alex Stroh's email.
It was perfect. Craig could have came downstairs and addressed it. It would have been perfect.
No Sunday Karma this Sunday, but when there is.
How did you know that?
I read the email.
Oh, we got an email? I mean, I know, but I didn't realize we got an updated email.
I read the content schedules, buddy.
Yeah, it just got updated. Look at you.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, Alex Stroh allegedly hanging out with friends, but he should be going to like 8th grade elite camp to try and hone in some athletic skills. He should do summer camps with kids.
There are 8th grade. Listen, I don't think there is an age group over the age of 7 that Stroh wouldn't lose to. I'm so serious.
I like this from Cody. I will commit to this as well. I think whatever challenge Alex does next, somebody needs to do it for a comparison. You have Kyle's pitch for comparison.
Which I wasn't even happy with.
But I have to do the 90 minutes of shooting.
That would be an embarrassment.
Well, that's why I got to do it. I got to make it hurt. We'll wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin portion of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman before the 414 Hour for next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Dick Van Dyke, real quick on the cha-cha slide ACL, says she was carried out by all 5 of us. 5 people?
That's a big girl. Big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl who did cha-cha.
Stop it, Kyle.
What you mean? 5 of them had to carry out a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
Yes, it'd be awesome to see him take the Rodgers year 3 jump, the Favre year 3 jump, but he's going to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future here.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
So when you keep saying pivotal year, I just wonder what is that fulcrum point that you actually think is going to happen?
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The deals are heating up at the Summer Savings Event all summer long at Cunis. Get the hottest savings of the year at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have sizzling new vehicle specials on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Or with one of our 10 pre-owned super specials, you'll be swimming in a pool of savings. Plus, keep your vehicle refreshed with our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Get outside and enjoy the Summer Savings Event at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
At Citizens Bank, community banking is you, growing your business with a partner who gets it. It's you, buying your first home with a lender who makes it easy. It's you, building a future with savings that work just as hard as you. And it's us, working together to strengthen our community. Because at Citizens Bank, community banking means you plus us. Visit us at citizensbankwi.bank. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the real pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No drips, no drafts, no drama at all. Just tight new shingles, then a leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com. That is AvondaleRoofing.com.
College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Coming straight out of Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present The 8 Block, a fresh new youth-led radio show powered by City on the Hill and 101.7 The Truth. Hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jam. And every other week, 8 Milwaukee teens will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives. Don't miss the premiere on June 21st at 9 a.m. That's June 21st at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to The 8 Block.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The open road is calling your your name, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This July, you could burn some major rubber on the custom Harley-Davidson of your dreams in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Just play with your rewards card all July for entries, Thursday drawings for extra cash and rewards play. Fire Up Your Fantasy only at Potawatomi. More info, Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play. Ben Brust and Kyle Wallace hanging with you. No Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe. Chris Larson's holding it down. On Twitter at KBN ESPN. The poll is out.
Yes.
And you can answer at 800-990-3776 as well. Do you believe Alex Strofe can make 100 three-pointers in 90 minutes rebounding for himself? I'm shocked by this.
Wait, what is it saying? Hopefully it's no 100%.
23% of people think yes.
I don't get it. 23% of people are delusional.
Or they've never heard of Alex Strofe.
Then why vote in the poll? Uneducated voters is a problem here in America. I see it right now coming to life with people voting for Alex Strofe. Literally, Alex Strofe has done nothing to give
anything. Like, why would you want to go down with him?
I don't know. I honestly thought yesterday or 2 days ago, I knew his first pitch wasn't going to be.
Oh, did I tell you? When we were done, and the place that we entered to go onto the field by the promotional area, when we got off the field, I just turned to him. I go, "Hey, were you trying?" He deadpanned and said, "Yes." Yes, I was. And it was at that moment that I was really sad for him. You know what I mean?
I'm sad for his girlfriend. She was there supporting him and had to watch it. She's over and over.
In the video, if I don't know if Chris has it yet, if you just play the audio, one of the camera views, there's an "oh boy."
Oh,
and I found out it was his girl. Oh boy. She a real one.
She is a real one because she was asking. She said so because Strofe was being goofy beforehand, just moving around. She said, should he be stretching or doing anything to be getting ready for this? I said, now you know your man. You know he ain't doing that.
But even if he did, it wouldn't help him.
Because he wouldn't know what
He's
to
a
do.
lost cause. He doesn't know how to stretch. He doesn't do squat jumps. He doesn't have a butt. He's got an inverted chest.
Yeah,
he doesn't have any muscle. We should study him in a lab.
He should. We really should.
He should be studied in a lab to see how he was created the way he was.
How this is possible. Hell, he's one good radio host, but everything else he sucks at, anything athletic-wise. I see why Tucker Kraft came after him.
Yeah, that's right. Tucker Kraft did call him out for his three-cone combine video.
I can't wait for us to do. I really want to do something else. I really do want to be KB and mini golfing or something like that.
Dude, he's got to suck at mini golf too.
He's probably awful at mini golf.
Oh my God, he's probably his touch doesn't exist.
No, he's probably just
there's no gimmies for him in mini golf. Even if it's 1 inch away, I could see him like his hands going berserk as he approaches the putt.
We got to go to the range again.
No, we got to start with mini golf. He can't hit the ball. He whiffed 7 times at University Ridge and then picked up the ball and threw it.
KB and mini golf. Let's talk to a mini golf place, and we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show live from a mini golf.
I got a mini golf place.
You got one? Let's do it. Let's do it.
There's a great one that that I found on TikTok. They get 1 million followers, and there's
TikTok in Wisconsin.
1 million followers of a group of guys that were Badger fans. I connected with them because I watch all their videos. I was actually going to go jump on with them. I got to follow up. Big Putts is a great mini golf spot in the Milwaukee area.
Oh, wow.
That we have to go with Alex Strofe and see what his score would be.
Big Putts it is. KB and mini golf day. Big Putts.
Big Putts and Alex Strofe cannot lie.
Yeah, Alex Strofe. Yeah,
but he's not. He just. It's the furthest thing from a big butt.
I don't know what he can do athletically good.
Nothing. We know this. But I feel like we have to search to the depths of the end of this earth to find something he is decent at.
Yeah, I couldn't.
He claims to be good at darts.
I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying.
What about
the way
air
he
hockey?
threw the baseball yesterday, I doubt it. You said what, Chris?
What about air hockey?
No, he'll whiff.
Oh no, air hockey, he'd be a mess. Falling all over the table.
Is there anything that anyone can think of that is easy for anybody to do?
Walking?
He can't walk. He can't run. I was gonna say, Well, he can't play.
He can't.
He's a bona fide scrub.
He's a bona fide bench warmer. Not even bench warmer. He's a fan.
What a day at Summerfest. Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust.
Yeah.
Chris Larson running the show. The Killers tonight. Coming up next in Madison, you got Jim, Matt, and Molly. The Damn Sports Show is in Beaver Dam. We're going to be here for the 414 hour
I'm
at
ready to
4
get lit in the 414 hour.
on 94.5 ESPN and on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. We are back in 2 short minutes.
The glue who gives the show its stance. From 2 to 5, we keep it alive. Opinions clash, but the vibe will thrive. Sports and banter, a perfect blend. KBN's the show that
Northbound 4394, right around the Plainfield curve, we've got a crash on the left shoulder. So watch out for that. It is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze heading through there. And then beyond that, a little bit slow up past Oklahoma Avenue. And then on northbound 42
Oh
from
my God!
the Marquette all the way up to Keefe, and in pockets all the way past Silver Spring. Southbound is backing up from before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down through the Marquette to the high-rise bridge, down to the KK River.
Oh my God!
And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, lower humidity with a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 at the lake, 84.
Oh my
by Fisco
God!
Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Ben Brust
Oh
from
my
Kyle Brust
God.
and Norman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's holy pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all this screaming is about.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's the 414 hour at 4. Live from Summerfest, the world's largest music festival on KBN.
With a beautiful view of Lake Michigan, I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman, no Alex Drove. Chris Larson holding it down. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Listens more. Download, stream, listen back on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. And, of course, we're live on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. I'll tell you what, Kyle. All I can think about when I wake up is Jacob Mizorowski.
Are you still thinking about The Miz, huh?
How can you not?
Yeah, I was watching highlights. I was watching highlights yesterday of The Miz. It's tough not to. It really is tough not to. He is special, man. And I'm telling you, everywhere I go on social media, when it comes to anything that has to do about baseball, right? Whether it's MLB, whether it's ESPN, whether it's some analytics page or whatever it is, all I see is Jacob Mizorowski being highlighted. And it makes me feel so good inside that he's one of ours. But on top of that, the fact that the Milwaukee Brewers are on the main stage where everybody's watching and paying attention to something that has to do with him. I absolutely love it.
I just want to know when he pitches next at all moments. And I go every single day to make sure it doesn't change. Because right now, on Wednesday, July 2nd, Jacob Mizorowski will be pitching at the Big Apple against the New York Mets.
The Miz takes on New York City.
David Peterson is scheduled to pitch against him. Like, it's so fun now when you look at this Brewers rotation. What was a disastrous start has turned into Jose Quintana, who has been as consistent as you can ask for.
What you kind of hope
to Quentin Priester, who had a rocky start, who with him paired with DL Hall, they've kind of been doing this combo game together. It's been working. Chad Patrick up there in terms of rookies until the Miz came through and said bye-bye Chad Patrick. Freddie Peralta has been phenomenal this year for the Brewers. Probably not talked about enough in terms of what he's done consistently every single outing for the Brewers. And then I just look up Jacob Mizorowski's names and I get goosebumps because it's must-watch television. And I want to know, 800-990-3776, he is the most must-watch player since who for you, Kyle?
Oh, man. In Wisconsin sports, I'd probably say a guy I had to watch play. Heck.
I mean, Giannis is kind of there because he brings it every single game.
You love to watch Giannis, but you also love to watch Aaron Rodgers. That was somebody that you wanted to see every single Sunday or whatever day the Green Bay Packers were playing.
There was something about when 12 trotted out there. It just gave you confidence no matter who you were playing. Whether the result followed, there was just an aura around him running out at Lambeau Field.
And I think we talked about it earlier this week, and thinking about somebody else you wanted to see was CeCe Sabathia when he became a Milwaukee Brewer. Zach Greinke was another one you were excited to watch for the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm trying to think somebody who went up to the plate that you wanted to see him swing the bat every single time. Man, it is not too many. I mean, honestly, there's not too many sports figures in Wisconsin that I feel like I have to absolutely see. And he is definitely one of them.
Bill chimes in, our guy Bill Johnson. He's from Stevens Point. He can definitely play quarters.
There it is. Is that
looking for things Alex Strofe can actually do at a decent level?
Is that an activity or a sport or a pastime?
It's a drinking game.
Yeah, so activity.
Yeah, it's not a sport.
It's a game.
We also got a hell no. He's going to be gassed if he tries to make 100 threes in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Per Chris, that was Chris there. Adam chimes in, 90 minutes, average 2.5 shots per minute. Not a chance in hell.
I'm telling y'all, I'm not even joking. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. Alex Strofe is extremely out of shape, and I'm shocked because he's a $170 and he's 6'3". And I don't know how he's huffing and puffing anytime he has to move at a fast rate anywhere.
Yes, I'm so glad Chris found the video now for anyone to stream us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. You can see the pitch from Alex Strofe at the Lakeshore Chinooks game, in which he sailed it 18 yards over my head. Again, I'm like, as I think about it, I'm struggling, man. What he's doing at his age, we have an ace. Is it too early? Are we getting a?
I'm telling you this right now. I've seen enough to know that he's an ace. Now, he may have his ups and his downs, but what he's done in his first 3 starts is miraculous, is amazing, and it isn't just a fluke, right? Maybe one game is a fluke, but when you've done it 3 times in a row, that is no fluke. That is absolute talent. Will batters, will scouts from the Major League Baseball be able to watch some film and maybe figure out some tendencies and try to figure it out? And will he get rocked one of these times? Probably. But what he's doing, I think, is going to be able to last for a long time.
One of the best eyes in baseball. This is Dorky Ben coming. Obviously, and people do know this. Juan Soto.
Oh, yeah.
He commands the plate, and I think he actually gets calls from umpires just based off his reputation. Even when they are like edgy, like on the edge strikes, they call it a ball because it's Juan Soto. I want to see the Miz against the lefty because obviously lefty-righty. But if he can throw that nasty slider in on lefties, I think he can actually compete with lefties, and it won't just be, he's not just like all right, let's put the lefties, I can't wait to, right now his splits against lefties and righties, it doesn't matter what it is, everyone's sucking because it's like a batting average of 0.035 right now is the average against Jacob Mizorowski.
Yep.
I can't wait to see him against everyone.
I'm interested to see this. The Mets have an average attendance of about 28,000 this year. I'm interested to see when Mizorowski comes.
What he does on the road now.
What he does on the road, and how many fans come out to see it.
We saw how beautiful American Family Field was with the amount of people that came on a Wednesday 1:10 game,
and it only builds the allure of we gotta come and see him. And so I think you'll see a lot more fans in New York City to be able to see Jacob Mizorowski.
Do we get a game time on Wednesday? Do we get a game time on I'm gonna at least get a check because like
it might be a day game too.
I don't want it to be. I want
it off yesterday.
6:10.
Yep.
Oh, that is perfect. That is absolutely dynamite.
The Brewers were off yesterday though, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
And they're going to be off again on Monday?
Thursday, all 3 next week against the Mets are 6-10 games.
Oh, the games are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you said?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So the Brewers are off again on Monday. Wow.
Monday, yep.
A lot of off days leading up to the All-Star break.
A lot of time for us to wait for Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah,
but actually, 5 innings, kept it around 80 pitches. He's going to be fresh. This is all working out.
You know what? To be honest, when I think about sports and must-see TV, I would say, and maybe because I'm a homer and I'm a little bit leaning towards Mizorowski, I don't think I've seen anything like this when it comes to fandom. Other than, you want to see Shohei Ohtani, right? Because he's incredible because he can pitch and he can hit. But then on top of that, when I think about Steph Curry does something that guys did not see before. That is exactly what Mizorowski's doing. He is throwing he's throwing pitches over 100 miles per hour over 20 times per game. But then when you think about that, that's so impressive, and he's striking guys out, having guys literally swinging and turning in circles.
And falling.
Steph Curry shooting from deep is must-see TV. Caitlin Clark, what she's doing is must-see TV. He right now is teetering. And again, what we saw in Minneapolis is a little bit different because Wisconsin is right there on the border, so you get some folks on the western side of Wisconsin.
I just
but New York will be a big test for Mizorowski, but then also for the fanfare that will follow as well. Because what he is building, the folklore he is building, the backing he is building, it is growing. And ESPN, once again, when it comes to Mizorowski next week in New York, you're going to be seeing everybody talking about the fact that what will Jacob Mizorowski, what will the young phenom be able to do? I'm telling you, what he is doing is so impressive because we haven't seen somebody as a starting pitcher be able to do it like this. It is like Steph Curry shooting it from deep.
They need to flex games. I need a Sunday night baseball on ESPN at 6 o'clock. Like in the middle of summer, where I got Jacob Mizorowski, because I want the world to see Jacob Mizorowski. Because the hard part is in baseball, right? It's streamed regionally. You have FanDuel Sports Network for Wisconsin. You have the Brewers Radio Network, which you can listen to Jeff Levering, Lane Grindle, Josh Mauer. I want them to get like some more opportunities to showcase him, because again, even though everyone showed out and you get to see the highlights, this is what baseball needs. They need to get rid of the regionalization and get some more prime time games when you have stars to showcase them.
Well, you have Fox on the weekend.
I know, but the Brewers probably before the season didn't get
a lot
those.
of those games. I feel like those games might be still assigned, and I'm telling you,
unassign them. Unassign those games.
I think there could be a chance to do it, but you're absolutely right. When you think about Jacob Mizorowski, what comes to mind, and boy, people watching is something that is so interesting because, boy, I just saw somebody that had the interesting lips. But
what, too many injections?
25 too many injections. But when you think about must-see TV, what is the thing for you, somebody who actually got to play against guys, right, that you got to play against really talented people in person, what do you compare Jacob Mizorowski to?
That's the thing is you said it, and like I want him to be something I don't think he is yet because of the regionalization of this. And
man, I'm telling you, on social media, they're going crazy over
You say Caitlin Clark, like she's able to be on NBA TV, and I'll turn on NBA TV when she's on.
But they're probably doing live look-ins. I mean, you would know. You have the MLB TV.
I know.
They're probably doing live look-ins to Jacob Mizorowski.
But like this is what I need. I'm talking to Bristol right now. I'm talking to the big fellas at ESPN. Y'all did 80 million live look-ins to Aaron Judge when he was chasing the AL home run lead. I need live look-ins on everywhere for Jacob Mizorowski when he's pitching.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that. But look at this, Ben. Bleacher Report, 700,000 views on Twitter X. MLB on Twitter.
Did you search this?
No, I just typed in Jacob Mizorowski.
No. See,
but look at all the views: 700,000, 450,000, 2.7 million. Them talking about how filthy he is. I mean,
it should be $10 million. It needs to be $100 million.
I just see $500,000.
Being
compared to Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, I saw deGrom and the way that they both set up in the delivery of their pitches, but he's doing what deGrom does from a mechanical standpoint with a longer limb and a faster fastball with a nasty slider, cutter, whatever you want to call it.
The price of his card for Topps went from $162 that was sold on April 28th to being worth $1,700, and is going to continue to go up here on June 25th. I'm telling you, I think the hype train is there. I think he's a sensation. I believe that MLB, ESPN, all the national outlets are going to be talking about Jacob Mizorowski. I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden you hear people talking about if somebody needs to be replaced in an All-Star game, saying, well, wouldn't it be interesting?
Ooh, now you're talking. Now you're talking.
To see what the kid
Someone who just started right before the All-Star game and wants to rest. We see it all the time.
I'm telling you, it's must-see TV. He's absolutely
Is it too late to vote for Mizorowski, Chris?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you could write him in, maybe, but he's definitely
right?
not going to be on the ballot.
Chris, can you do a write-in, right?
You can do a write-in, yeah.
Forget Alex Strofe, Sal Frelick campaign. The Jacob Mizorowski All-Star campaign starts now. Pole position live from Summerfest. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Caleb Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Northbound 4394, right around the Plainfield curve, we've got a crash on the left shoulder. So watch out for that. It is going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze heading through there. And then beyond that, a little bit slow up past Oklahoma Avenue.
My God!
And then on northbound 43 from the Marquette all the way up to Keefe and in pockets all the way past Silver Spring. Southbound is backing up from before Good Hope Road pretty much all the way down through the Marquette or the High Rise Bridge.
My God!
Down to the KK River crossing. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, lower humidity with a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 at the lake. 84
my God!
Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Heavy Mazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
My
With
God!
Boogie and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Favre, Rodgers, Love, great player. If you're in the crowd that believes he is going to be on par with those other two, then this is a pivotal year for him to show that he is capable of doing that.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
There's a difference between we can win with him and we win because of him.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN.
My
Milwaukee's
God!
YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July,
my
you can
God!
burn rubber on a custom Harley Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy Motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play.
My
Up
God!
Your fantasy only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards.
My God!
From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a blow-up for your house. Built tough. Built beautiful.
My God!
Go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros. Bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit ex2pros.com or call 262-800-4274.
My God!
The deals are heating up at the Summer Savings Event all summer long in Cunis. Get the hottest savings of the year at nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and the new Cunis Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. We have sizzling new vehicle specials on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Or with one of our 10 pre-owned super specials, you'll be swimming in a pool of savings. Plus, keep your vehicle refreshed with our service specials on brakes, tires, and oil changes.
I'm Brian Bone, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
Oh, We'd like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear lifetime powertrain warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Get outside and enjoy the summer savings event at Cunis. Start your search online at CunisMilwaukee.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Friday. We sure are at Summerfest. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman leading you into the Homer Hour. No Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe, Chris Larson holding it down. We do this every Friday. You do got to pick the worst poll of the week out, though, Chris. It's pole position time.
Everyone's got their opinions, but we just happen to think some are better than others. Let's hit the polls. This is Pole Position.
All right, guys, looking at the polls from this week across ESPN Wisconsin. Let's start off here with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, which you can hear 7 to 9 weekdays across ESPN Milwaukee in the morning. What would you do if you received 3 Amazon packages meant for 3 different houses somewhere in your neighborhood? Take them to each house, 68%. Sounds like a lot of work. Leave them outside, 8%, or make Amazon pick them up, 24%.
This is a Kyle question.
No. I would probably assign baby girl to go drop them off at our
What?
Because the last
assign? Because your language is questionable.
She can assign me to do stuff. I just I don't really like talking to the neighbors. And I think one time a package came to our house and the neighbor, or they thought maybe the package came to our house and the neighbor came to our house, and so then you're forced to have a conversation. So I would much rather either just drop it off there or have baby girl drop it off there, so you don't have to have any conversations with your neighbor. So, but definitely, you want to take it, because the last thing you want is them ringing your doorbell looking for stuff. I would just take it to the proper house, unless it was far away. If that, then Amazon will have to come get that thing. If it ain't walking distance, I ain't doing it.
Here's why I would assign it to my fiance.
There you go. Assign.
The amount of Amazon damn packages and boxes that I'm cutting up with the box cutter and putting into the recycling bin is why exactly she's handling any and all packages to the neighbors.
Because you wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh, I just thought it was one of yours.
The ratio of Amazon orders is probably 1 to 20. For every one I purchase, there's 20.
May I ask what items are necessary?
Well, now, so here's the thing. What I noticed is from this wedding shower is we got things, and then there's things for the thing that we got. There was a mop or a vacuum that she really wanted.
But now you need the pads.
Now you need the pieces or this or that, and I'm like, now we're spending money.
Are you asking people for money? Because I really need to go to your wedding website, because I think I RSVP'd.
Kyle, don't get anything from the registry.
I don't want to.
Cash only, please.
Yeah, you know what, Ben?
I am telling her, take this crap off. We need cash.
You know, I was naive going into this. I was thinking this wedding, man, I want everybody to come. And then when people start asking you to come, and then you start looking at venues and you start seeing these prices.
That's just the beginning.
And when you think about having a wedding, you think $30,000 or $40,000, whatever the hell you spending.
In this economy?
Well, at first when you think about it,
you're like, oh, I'll be good.
We'll figure it out, family. And then life gets real. Because let me tell you, I done seen the number, and I'm like, damn. I mean, like, I see why people don't have weddings now. I mean, this is the down payment for a house.
By the way, Kyle, I would be not doing my job if I didn't say this to you. If you decide to do a wedding, which I know you're gonna be like, I want to do it, she wants to do it. That's great. That's great. But I still have to do this. Don't forget, you don't have to do it, and whatever money, if you have any coming to you, it could just be yours, and you can throw a small party.
No, listen.
I just want to let you know, because if I can go back in time, and I'm really excited for the wedding, it's gonna be great. But I have to do that because if I had enough people tell me, I would have been smarter.
I said originally I wanted $250. And now I think I'm going down to $200.
Oh my gosh! Look at this text that I got. From my fiance. Got some no's! Exclamation point. Like, we're going crazy if somebody says no. We're like, yes!
I get it now, Ben.
There's people that you obviously know and you want to be there. But there are people on the list. This man knows nothing that we're talking about right now. Or,
doesn't matter.
Damn.
Keep it rolling.
I'm going to keep it rolling. I don't even know where I was because I just messed up real bad, Kyle.
You did. The speakers is loud. But what I'll say is this: when
No's are good. No's are good.
I now understand why you had a B list. Because you think about it like, damn, it's like 150, 160, 170, 180 per person.
Blended with the alcohol and the plate. Oh, yeah, so now you know, hey, the $100 ain't going to go a long way that you were going to plan on giving me.
Hell yeah.
And by the way, whatever you give me, I'm giving you. So it's just a reciprocation.
Honestly, real talk, I said maybe I had to bump that up to 125 for my boy Ben.
What? You didn't even cover the meal per plate. Damn.
Doug, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This isn't meant for me.
I know what you spend money on. I thought I meant something to you. Kyle's gonna be sweating at that ATM when he's like, which one do I press? Which one do I press?
Full honesty here. I got a lot of weddings this summer. And one of my
I'm getting the pre-rec right now.
One of my frat brothers who I'm in the wedding for, he was stayed at my house, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and he's so excited for it. He's inviting everybody. His fiance's parents are paying for everything down in Florida, so he's like, we good. And when I told him, I said, hey, Chris, I gave everybody $100. He said, $100? That's it? I said, bro, what? He said, no, I need more than that.
200's the min now.
Oh, hell. I mean,
I'm not telling you what to do, but it's becoming the min.
Between buying the suit, being in a wedding, and then on top of that,
that is different. Well, I mean, you do you. Next question. Next poll, Chris.
I'm broke. Give me money. I'm with you, Ben. No
registry.
No registry
cash,
at all.
This is a cash machine.
I'm trying to make at least $20K off of the cash.
All right, moving on here in pole position. Let's go to Wilde and Tausch, which you can hear 9 in the noon across ESPN Wisconsin weekdays. Whose Wisconsin sports achievements do you hold higher in regard as their careers currently stand? Aaron Rodgers, 50.5%. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 49.5%.
Ooh. I mean, it's not close. You think it's Aaron? Yeah.
He's won multiple MVPs. I don't know. I feel like
four-time MVP, Super Bowl champion. Although, I mean, he didn't win enough in the NFC Championship games, 1-4. But Giannis has made it to 2 Eastern Conference Finals.
I'll say this is Aaron Rodgers was dominant, but I think we underappreciate how dominant Giannis Antetokounmpo has been.
Maybe.
I mean, he's legitimately, for the last 6-7 seasons, he has been an unstoppable force.
I think he's been treated unfairly in terms of the production that he's put up and how he's not put up in a higher light.
He's going to
by the national perspective.
He's guaranteed to give you at least 28 and 12 rebounds every single season. That is beyond impressive. With
a field goal percentage above 60%.
Yeah, I mean, I think people need to understand how great Giannis is. Last year he averaged 30 points and basically 12 rebounds.
And what, 5.5 assists?
Something like that. Yeah, 6.5 assists.
6.5?
I mean, so Giannis for me.
And you thought I was crazy saying that he could get 35, 10, and 8.
I mean, I did think you were crazy. Giannis has an average.
With no Dame, he's going to go wild.
Giannis having averaged less than 27 points and 12 rebounds since 2017. And he averaged, 2016. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. He has averaged basically 27 points per game or higher. That's unreal. And then on top of that,
so you're picking. I mean,
I'm going with Giannis. I think what Giannis is doing is unreal. I mean, they're both incredible. I mean, we should feel so spoiled to have these two great players,
generational talents.
Yes, in these states. We should appreciate this because it ain't always like this.
The Miz is going to be there next.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. They just keep coming. Man, this line across us has gotten so long out of nowhere.
All right, let's move on here to Jim, Matt, and Molly, 4 to 6 across ESPN Madison, 100.5 weekdays. The New York Times is releasing its list of the best movies of this quarter century. What are the best sports movies since the year 2000? Remember the Titans, 34%. Friday Night Lights, 11%. Miracle, 43%. Or Talladega Nights, 12%.
I need that list again.
It's easy for
remember
me.
The Titans,
Talladega
34%.
Nights.
Friday Night Lights, 11%. Miracle, 43%. And Talladega Nights, 12%. Or is there a movie on there that should have been on there?
It's Remember the Titans.
Yeah, Remember the Titans. Listen, Remember the Titans is one of the greatest sports movies of all time.
What it does when I watch it every single time. Oh, Coach Boone's my guy.
Yeah, and it's more than just talking about sports. It's inspirational. It's talking about integration of schools coming together. A white coach being accepting of a black coach and black players. Like historically, was it Washington? T.D. Washington?
T.D.
Williams School. I mean, it's based off a real
T.C.
story. T.C. Williams, that's what it is. And the way that, it was based off a real story, like, he really did get in the car accident.
I know.
Like, that's real.
Yeah.
That's absolutely real. Like, it's an incredible story. So, Remember the Titans.
Strong side.
Weak side. Or you say left side.
Left side.
Left side, yeah.
Come on, man. We were going to do that, and then you messed up the first line.
It's been 20 years plus since I've seen it. It came out, 2001, something like that?
That is the movie I go to when, like, all else fails. I'm like, I can watch this over and over and over again.
Yeah. I can't wait to show my kids that movie. Inspiral.
Miracle's then for sure up there. For sure. I mean, that's number 2.
All right, we'll do one more from Jim, Matt, and Molly before we get to this week's worst poll. Is Jacob Misiorowski, the Miz, the best pitcher in baseball right now? Yes, 50.4%. No, 49.6%.
The answer's look. I love him. He's just got to do. He's got to do a little bit more. 3 starts is too early to crown him. You can't crown him. You can be excited, but you can't crown the Miz the best ever.
Yeah, it's
or best right now.
It's a no for me right now, but again, I have some optimism that he'll be in the conversation at the end of the year. Paul Skeens was able to do it last year, and I repeat, him and Paul Skeens are supposed to be teammates at LSU if the Brewers did not draft him. If the Brewers don't draft him and he goes to LSU and he pitches as well as he did in what is it called when you junior college? If he pitches as well as he did at junior college at LSU, and he's with Paul Skeens, they win that national title, he goes in the first round, and there's a whole nother conversation. And so,
shout out Brewers scouting and development.
Shout out David Stearns for
in this week's worst poll, there's a couple choices here I thought were pretty good to use for that. But I'm going to use this one.
Let's hear them.
The one that is a runner-up is, which option do you think would be best for Christian Watson and the Packers? On-field and playing week 1, 10%, or start season on the pup, 90%? When you get a poll that mix-mashed, that's not a good poll when you have that.
What
90%.
show is that?
That was on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
That's rough. That's a rough one for them. They're usually pretty good. That was rough.
So that was a rough one, and I think this one, too, that we kind of talked about on the show today, Bobby Marks' comments. This is from Jim, Matt, and Molly. Bobby Marks says, the next month is the most important for the Bucs in franchise history. Do you agree? Yes, 37%, no, 64%. Of all the years the Bucs have been playing basketball, the next month is the most important in franchise history. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to get behind. And actually, I want to play that audio on the other side. So that's pole position. Chris, great job. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with you from Summerfest till 5 o'clock. Homer going to join us before the Homer Hour.
I wore pants, and that was the worst decision I ever made. I made this choice. I literally looked in my closet, and I said, yeah, go ahead and wear jeans today, Kyle. Boy, I'm telling you.
Good job, man. Good job.
I feel like I'm down in Florida. You can call me Swamp Boy.
Don't walk out until it's dry. Stand under this air.
That's what I'm going to have to do, boy.
More next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I'm going to quote the great Martin Luther King in this.
Wow.
I'm going to bring up MLK. You know what he said?
Oh, wow.
He said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And you know what matters to me? Booing Craig Counsell and booing the Chicago Cubs.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
An accident continues to cause problems on southbound 894, right about at Beloit Road. The right lane is blocked, and that's got things backed up all the way into the Zoo interchange, so something to keep in mind there. Also, a crash northbound 4394 right in the Plainfield curve on the left shoulder. Should be about gone, though, hopefully pretty soon. Southbound 41, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol. Northbound is backing up from Watertown Plank Road, solid pretty much all the way up to Hampton. Traffic is brought to you by Third Ward Beer Garden. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden this summer. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Keep forecast tonight. Partly cloudy skies, lower humidity, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 78 at the lake, 84 at the lake. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Laziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Kyle Brust and Nortman's Brad Nortman. Ready for a fresh ride? Tsunami Express Car Wash is now open in New Berlin. Surf to Tsunami Express and enjoy free washes, giveaways, and membership deals during our grand opening celebration now through July 6th. Tsunami Express uses best-in-class technology, making washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy our free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com/New Berlin.
Summer in Milwaukee means a couple of things: Brewers baseball and live music. Get the best of both when the Brewers take on the Rockies June 27th, featuring a post-game concert by Nelly. Then the first 25,000 fans at the game on Saturday, June 28th, get a Pat Murphy Manager of the Year bobblehead, courtesy of Toyota. Get ready for a weekend you'll be talking about all summer. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. The Cheese Capital Cup is next on June 27th through the 29th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
1, 2, 3 into the 4. Avondale Roofing is knocking on your door. Leaking roof? Man, that's a shame. Call the Real Pros. We running this game. We patch it, thatch it, no need to stress. Our crew shows up and cleans up the mess. No trips, no traps.
Oh my God!
Just tight new shingles that are leak-proof hall. Hey.
It's nothing but Avondale, baby. They keep it dry when the weather gets crazy. Hey.
Visit AvondaleRoofing.com.
Oh my God!
Hey, I'm buying a fixer-upper for my first home. Is that something you can help with?
Of course. We are here for all your construction needs at Professional Construction Inc. With over 20 years of experience, our team will help from the design process through the finished product.
The living room with lime green and wood panel-covered walls with shag carpets isn't quite working for me.
That's not quite my style either.
Oh my
Regardless, we are here to make your dreams a reality. Visit us at professionalconstructioninc.com.
I'm Jim Token, President of the Automobile Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. Nobody can keep your car running smoothly like
Oh
an
my
Adam new
God!
car dealer. Adam service technicians are factory trained and use original factory parts backed by a warranty. Best of all, you'll find competitive pricing equal to or even lower than independent shops. A well-maintained car delivers maximum gas mileage and saves you money. Call an Adam dealer today because you're always better off at an Adam new car dealer.
Get an oil change and safety inspection today. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN,
Oh my God!
on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Oh my God!
begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This July, you can burn some major rubber on the custom Harley-Davidson of your dreams in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Just play with your rewards card all July for entries. Drawings are on Thursday for extra cash and rewards play. Fire up your fantasy only at Potawatomi. Must be 21 years or a rewards member to play. Well, I guess it's just me because Kyle Wallace fell in the toilet. I'm Ben Brust with no Kyle Wallace, no Brad Nortman, no Alex Strofe. It's just me and Chris Larson. Oh, hey, Kyle. Good to see you. Who'd you run into?
Tori Love.
Dude, we're on a radio show.
Tori Love, I lost track of time. I thought we went to break at 4:31. Oh, it's 4:37.
It's 4:37.
Yeah, 4 minutes. Yeah. How long have you been doing this for?
5 minutes.
You a lie. Now you lying. Now you lying.
Yeah.
Now you lying.
I'm a lie. Before we get to Homer, I do want to play this audio because we had it in poll position where we talked about a poll from Bobby Marks. We'll hear from Bobby Marks. Was this on Unsportsmanlike, Chris?
Yeah, Unsportsmanlike, correct.
Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Radio, ESPN Wisconsin's in the morning. You can hear it 5 to 7 right here on 94.5 ESPN. Bobby Marks with Unsportsmanlike.
Listen, Milwaukee, like the next 2 weeks, like I'm gonna just say it is like the most important in franchise history.
Wow.
What happens with Milwaukee as they have to go out and find the right pieces around Giannis to be able to show him that we can compete in the Eastern Conference without Damian Lillard.
Cap?
I mean, most important, maybe, he's exaggerating, but I do think
critical.
I do think it's extremely critical. I think the next 2 weeks are going to be extremely critical for the Milwaukee Bucks to see what the direction the organization goes. I 100% agree with that. What will this organization look like? What will they be over this next year? And we talked about it before earlier during the show. We talked about the draft pick, right? What are the Milwaukee Bucks doing to build up this organization to be ready to compete next year? But more importantly, what are the Milwaukee Bucks doing in order to build up this organization to be prepared to go ahead and compete in 2026? When Giannis is able to look up and down this roster, can he say, yeah, I cannot wait for us to come back in 2026 when Dame comes back, when this team is, this guy's going to be better this year? I feel like the Milwaukee Bucks have to do something over this next 2 weeks to a month to prove to Giannis, but also prove to, the NBA that they can be a formidable opponent. Because if the team isn't great next year, and Giannis feels like he's fighting every step of the way, and I don't believe the Bucks are only a Damian Lillard away from winning a championship. I think they need a lot more than that. And so the Bucks need to figure something out, because for me, my biggest concern is we go into this season, the Bucks barely get to a 6 seed. They end up in the play-in. They don't look good. They got guys who are coming off of contracts that won't be back the following season, and we're still talking about what are we building for this team. Are you thinking about?
You are a true professional.
Why you say that with these people?
What you mean? What am I saying that for? Yes.
Yeah, I had to lock in.
That was incredible.
I had to lock in. I didn't really know.
Listen to a word you just said.
I don't know what they were doing. She was here, had her all in my face, and then the guy came here, put something down. I didn't know what was going on.
I have never seen that much skin as close to your face.
You were talking about the lady.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, she had all in my face. I'm a taking man.
You locked in, and I didn't listen to a word you said because I was just taking it all in.
Yeah, I locked in because, first and foremost, I'm a taking man now, so I don't need nobody trying to tempt me with all that skin out.
If you enjoy people watching, get your butt over here today.
She was trying to get one of our attention. I said, no, sir, not today, Satan.
You see, I locked eyes with you. Like I was on a date with you because I was like, eyes on Kyle.
Not today. I saw it. I said, let me go ahead and lock in and focus here.
I'm not trying to be rude. It's nothing I wanted to see.
No. I'm not at all. Not at all. Not today, Satan. That's all I had to say.
Holy cow. Yeah. Bucks need to do something really big in the next 2 weeks. Oh, my God. That was crazy. I should have flipped the camera if I could. I would have.
I
would have, but I couldn't.
I don't know what she wanted. That's the one thing I don't get. And when people run up on us while we're here live, and I love being at Summerfest. I love interacting with KBN Nation and just people here at Summerfest.
That's new, but
I love interacting. But boy, oh boy, people see you. And like one lady came up.
We're like a circus.
Yeah, we are a circus. One lady came up in the middle of me talking. Hey, Ben. Hey, Ben. And Ben's like points to the headphones. Hey.
But like half the time, there's like, I don't know what you're saying. Hey.
just waving to him. But no, overall, I do believe that it is a critical next 2 weeks for this organization to really show us as fans, but more importantly, Giannis, exactly what direction that we are going to be going. Because I'm telling y'all, my biggest gripe is the fact that when I look at this roster, I just see people that are holding a spot. They're actually not guys that are going to be contributing for the long term.
Well,
the Bucks
and
gotta sign somebody
who gets
for a long
re-signed, who doesn't, what decisions do they make, like from a Brook Lopez standpoint? Like, it's time to probably move on.
If you move on for Brook Lopez, you have Jericho Sims.
Yeah, but
Bobby Portis, maybe.
But Brook Lopez isn't going to help them anymore.
That's the problem. And this is the issue. If they don't have an heir apparent at any position, Damian Lillard goes down.
We talk
you
a lot
don't have
about
anybody coming up. Ryan Rollins.
The Packers a lot of like backfilling positions.
Yeah, the Bucks don't have
There's
that.
no backfill.
The Bucks don't have that at a single position. There's not one position where you can go to the bench and say, oh, well, he can step up and backfill.
KPJ.
Yeah,
He might have to be a starter now.
Yeah, he's good, but there's a reason why the Clippers moved on from him. He couldn't crack the rotation out there in L.A.
I like what he brings.
I love what he brings, but I don't know if he's going to be a guy that can help you win the championship or not, or a guy he shouldn't be the first guy that comes to mind. He should be number 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
We're really 7, 8 because the playoffs are going to cut it anyways.
Well, we're on the same page there. It is a big, big opportunity for the Milwaukee Bucks to reassure Giannis, or at least put 2025 in a situation where you're reassuring him that whatever you put together, you're also putting yourself in a position in 2026 where you have enough assets to actually make a move to make this roster as competitive as it needs to be to make sure he does not leave you out to dry in free agency with no future ahead of you.
If not, 2026 offseason is going to be a difficult one here in Milwaukee. Because Giannis is probably.
Let's not talk about that. It's Friday.
Let's go. Yeah,
good vibes.
Good vibes. Summerfest. We having a good time.
Killers tonight. Amfam Amphitheater. I'll be there.
I'm going to Offset. Offset is he's a rapper.
I've heard of him.
He was part of Migos. I call him the Migos. He used to date or was married to Cardi B.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was. They had a big breakup. Cardi B is now dating Stephon Diggs.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
Yeah. It was a whole big. It was a whole big thing. So I might bring a cutout of Stephon Diggs and Cardi B and hold it out in the crowd to see if Offset gets mad.
Well, before the Homer Hour, we have Homer joining us next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Pull my baby out the goal. Y'all, get him out. Ain't no way in the world my baby gonna get hit that many times with a puck.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on July 1st.
Churio sends it deep to left, and she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the New York Mets.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in July 1st at 6:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you
talking about the One Collection? Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
Pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart. The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment. The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's. To find the Kessler's nearest you.
Visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
And ESPN Radio Extra Points with Amber Wilson.
Your philosophy was very clearly that you thought KD and Kyrie, you thought you had something going that direction, and then all of a sudden you win the lottery. And so now you have Cooper Flagg coming in. Your core is going to be a 33-year-old and a 32-year-old. And those players both seem more 35 than they do 32 and 33.
Right.
And typically, when you have players in that situation, you need to win in the next 2 years is your championship window. Cooper
Oh my
Flagg
God.
is an 18-year-old and isn't going to be ready. Even if he turns out to be what everybody thinks he's going to be, he's not going to be ready to win a championship in the next 2 years. So I don't know how you combine those philosophies. And I don't think you can bring in Cooper Flagg and trade him away if you're Dallas. I don't think you can trade away AD if you're Dallas. I don't think you can trade anybody if you're Dallas. Heck, you guys sit on your hands if you're Dallas.
Something amazing is happening in meteorology. Climate researchers are weathering a data storm. That's because CDW transformed their devices and infrastructure to pre-configured Lenovo ThinkPads and powerful edge-to-cloud solutions, delivering faster insights to run more accurate forecast models. So it's almost like they're controlling the weather themselves. Lenovo and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Lenovo Client.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
That feels so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Tell me.
The big gig at Summerfest. It's Kyle, Brust, and Norman live from the Gruber Law Offices Sports Zone. I'm Ben Brust with Kyle Wallace. No Brad Nortman. No Alex Stroh. Chris Larson running the show. And before the Homer Hour on this Friday, happy to have Homer joining us. Homer.
Yes, I need you guys to help me on something.
Oh, I'm more than happy to help you, Homer.
All right, we have two coaches. The last 3 years, one coach is 28-23. And 1-2 in the playoffs. The other coach is 36-15, 2-2 in the playoffs, and one conference championship game. Who would you? 36-15 versus 28-13, and 2-2 in the playoffs versus 1-3 and one championship game by the one guy down on the other.
In the last 2 years?
Last 3 years.
In the last 3 years?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll take the guy who's 36 and something.
Yeah, Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
The other guy's LaFleur.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying Pro Football Focus is correct, but the assessment that they're reckless is idiotic.
No.
That's reckless. LaFleur has done nothing in literally 4 years with an NFL MVP quarterback in one of those years. And I'm not saying that he's a bad coach.
The quarterback wasn't playing at an MVP level at that time.
Oh, that's not on the coach.
He was hurt.
Father Time happens to us all.
And then on top of that,
how much older was he the previous 2 years when LaFleur was there and they did much better?
They did do much better.
Then he's 2 years younger.
He fell off.
It's not his fault that Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs and Alan Lazard. Well, maybe the Alan Lazard one was only options to throw to.
Okay, anything else?
This is the youngest team in the NFL for the last 2 seasons to take credit away from Matt LaFleur.
But why are you
for being able to be
the
great
last
with that?
3 years?
Because that's what people look at when they look at coaches.
No, you're just using 3 years. Go back
to 6. He's never been to a Super Bowl game. He's been to 2 NFC championship games.
That's more than Dan Campbell.
No, I'm saying this is a legitimate discussion. You may disagree with it, but it's not hard to understand how LaFleur did not make the top 10. Stefanski? Yes, because he won in Cleveland.
Oh, there it is.
No one's ever won in Cleveland.
They
and
had
the other guy won in Detroit. This guy,
wait a minute.
LaFleur,
Homer.
won with Aaron Rodgers
This
as
guy.
MVP, and that's it.
Homer, 2 years ago.
Yes.
2 years ago, the Green Bay Packers were coming off a season where they were 8-9. They did not make the playoffs.
Yeah, who was the coach?
They moved Mark LaFleur, and they moved on from Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
and the team not only made the playoffs, they were the youngest team in the NFL that year, and they won a playoff game, and they went to San Francisco and they competed.
Who was the player when they were 8-9? Who was the quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I forgot
what
that.
What has Rodgers done since that season and on? Has Aaron Rodgers been a really, really great NFL quarterback or no, Homer?
He is not because he was. Hold on, let me finish.
Come on.
Because he blew out his Achilles.
You don't know what type of season he was going to have last year. We'll never
Neither
know.
do you.
But we do know what the performance we have seen on the field when he has been on the field. He is a great quarterback in the past, but he has just been an average quarterback. That's why nobody wanted to sign him, Homer. That's why nobody wanted to sign. He is making less than the guy that everybody. He's making less than his replacement in Russell
3 years
Wilson.
later than when he played for the Packers.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
It was
great
on the.
that
It was.
last
So when he
season.
plays bad, then it's on him. When he played good, then LaFleur gets the credit.
Well, LaFleur did a phenomenal job taking a team that was 3-6 when they started all the way to the playoffs and being impressive in the playoffs where they had the 49ers on the ropes. Now, they should have finished that game. Unfortunately, Aaron Jones got caught. They missed the field goal. They weren't able to go up 7 points. And the rest is
one
history.
playoff game he's won in 4 years.
So Dan Campbell gets trounced at home against Washington. We ignore that.
Yes.
As the number one
No,
seed,
because-
as the number one seed last year in the NFC as the number
and
one
he gets
seed.
credit for making them the number one seed.
But Matt
Then
LaFleur
you're not going to
does-
give credit to Matt
but you can't-
LaFleur.
He's a 7 seed the last 2 years.
Yeah, but also you got to go back when he was the number one
Fine,
seed.
we give him that, but that's a long time ago. And in recent years,
So do you just not believe in him as a head coach?
no, I do. I believe in the discussion of somebody saying that's where he is. I think he's higher. I think he's probably about 6 or 7. But I don't think it's reckless
Homer,
for
why this
them to do what they did. It's reasonable, but wrong.
My memory might not serve me correct.
Yes.
But the last time I checked, did the Packers, when Aaron Rodgers last year and when the Lions were ascending and the Green Bay Packers at that point was plateauing, didn't those teams finish with the exact same record? In the last year in 2022,
8-9.
they finished with the exact same record. And now you have a team that was ascending and another team that was not ascending. And the Green Bay Packers lost their starting quarterback, and they've been right there competitive with the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are better. They're ahead of the
competitive.
They're ahead of the.
He's won 27 games. They've won 10, and he made an NFC Championship game. The Packers have won 1 playoff game in 4 years. One.
Homer.
Yeah.
So this is about the playoffs for you.
No, it's about everything. His regular season record isn't any good. His playoff record isn't any good.
But to Kyle's point, I don't think you're taking the context of how Matt LaFleur took the youngest team in the NFL when they were 3-6 and they made the playoffs that year. Are you just going to give Jordan Love all that credit?
No, he gets credit for that. That's all you got in 4 years.
Dan Campbell has been outstanding, but that football team has a lot of talent on it as well.
Fine.
You have to also understand, and then the great thing for me, for that team to show me how talented it was, when Aiden Hutchinson went down, they were still able to harass the heck out of our quarterback in Jordan Love last season. That just shows me that it's not just about coaching, it is also about the talent that they have. Amon-Ra St. Brown, fantastic wide receiver. Jamison Williams is a first-round pick who was fantastic as well. Your boy at tight end, I believe, is a second-round pick. Sam Laporta. He has weapons galore. One of the best offensive lines.
You didn't even mention Jahmyr Gibbs
they
and
built,
David
but they
Montgomery.
were able to build through the first round, early in the first round. They hit on their first-round picks, and that's why that team is so solid. The
GM has more to do with the success of the Lions than the GM of the Packers does.
Matt LaFleur overall, I get it. Dan Campbell is a very good football coach. So is Matt LaFleur. But when you look at overall resumes of both of them, you like to ignore the fact that he was 4-19
No,
and 1 in the first.
I like to say that it's reasonable to discuss this. You pick LaFleur. I'd probably give the edge to LaFleur. I'd probably give it to Campbell because I think LaFleur's soft. And those coordinators, he gets credit for hiring him. The head coach did it.
Listen. Dan Campbell, I'm not taking anything away from Dan Campbell.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm saying he's a great.
Of course you are.
I'm saying Dan Campbell's a great coach, but I'll go with my boy Matt LaFleur.
You wanted to ban Pro Football Focus for a week.
Because Kevin Stefanski should not be on that list over Matt LaFleur, and you know that. That's
yes,
pitiful.
I agree with that.
That's pitiful.
But my point is, LaFleur has done nothing in the last 4 years.
So he's not a top 10 coach to you?
I think he is, but I'm not banning Pro Football Focus.
I thought
they're banned.
What's funny is I saw a couple texts as well on the Carbus Talking text line. The conversation I thought we landed on was being shocked at Stefanski, but everyone's holding on to the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell right now.
I guess because the Detroit Lions have been the big dogs in the NFC North. They have been. And Dan Campbell, I give him a lot of respect because he was able to put an identity on this football team where Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft. I get it because I feel like Matt LaFleur has lacked in having control, right? Having power. Seemed like this team has a personality of him. He hasn't been able to put that on this football team. I get it. But again, Dan Campbell ain't won diddly squat poo, Homer. He hasn't won anything.
He's gone as far as LaFleur's ever done in 6 years. He's gone as far as LaFleur.
How many times?
What has LaFleur done without a quarterback is good?
In LaFleur's first 5 seasons, how many NFC Championship games did he go to?
2.
Okay, how many did the Lions go to?
I don't know. None, but one last. Or
they went to
1-2 years ago,
and then to ignore to talk about Matt LaFleur in the playoffs, which the team needs to be better, but they're a young
with
football
the transition
team.
of the quarterback.
But to think about the fact that the Detroit Lions at home, when they had everything to win, got mollywopped at home by the Washington Commanders, and to ignore that is crazy.
I'm not ignoring it.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You talked about playoff success, but you talked about how bad Matt LaFleur has been with ignoring the fact that they're 2-1 or 2-2 in the playoffs.
Yes, this is a discussion that is legitimate. To Bad Pro Football Focus.
That was about Stefanski.
You want to be, and again, you can disagree on one person because of Cleveland. That doesn't make. I mean, I would have LaFleur in the top 10, but to ban. You are now. No,
ban.
Just say you want to fire Goody. Because the only way you can defend LaFleur is to say Goody sucks. It's the only way. Does Goody suck?
He might get there.
Does Goody suck?
We'll see how 2025
Because if he doesn't suck, you have no defense for your position.
Do you think Goody sucks?
No. They're both good, but not good enough.
All right, I think we agree on that.
Homer Hour in 2 minutes, live from Summerfest.
We got big delays coming down through the Mitchell interchange from the Plainfield curve. There is a crash just before you get to the